So very warm welcome to all of you. So when someone welcomes, what do? Say thank you, right? I'm not able to hear from you guys. So a pleasant morning, happy morning to one and all. I can see the glowing faces, right? With maybe that eagerness to write the examination and qualify CMA Inter and get into CMA final. Am I right? You're quite eager for examination or not? You want to write examination quickly and and complete the CMA Inter, no? Half conviction, boss. There should be full conviction. Yes, sir. We want to complete CMA Inter at the earliest with flying colors, isn't it? And get into, come on, get into CA final. No, CMA final. So say that, right? So as you know, we are here for this particular subject called as business laws and ethics, right? It's not law, it's business laws and ethics, which includes, as you could see on your screen and probably you're aware of, commercial laws, industry laws, then you've got corporate laws, and followed by ethics and emotional intelligence. And again, we are not talking about ethics from everyone's perspective. We are not talking about how a girlfriend should be ethical to the boyfriend or boyfriend should be ethical to the girlfriend, isn't it? We're talking about business ethics and emotional intelligence. Am I right? Yes, great. So, you know the weightage of the marks, isn't it? We are here for some revision, quick revision. We are here to give you that confidence which is required, which probably is there. I don't see that there is any lack of confidence, just that we need to clear that vision, right? Give you more confidence. Am I right? Right. So what is the weightage you've got? Come on. Commercial laws, they say 30%. And then when it comes to industrial laws, they're saying 15%. Corporate laws, 40%. And then rest of it, meaning the remaining 15% is devoted for business ethics and emotional intelligence, right? So we can understand that obviously corporate law, which has got more weightage, has to be left out, isn't it? Has to be left in choice. Obviously not. How can you afford to, isn't it? Because what is the passing marks? 40. No, 50. We'll say 50. We know 40 in each paper will be enough, but then you know aggregate has to be 50. So better we say 50 marks is what is required, not 40. So remove that 40 from your mind and place 50. So obviously you can't afford to miss that 40% because then it will be difficult for you to get 50 marks out of that 60%. But it's a fact that, you know, corporate laws will take more time also. Company law is lengthy, or rather lengthiest out of all the other topics which you have in your syllabus, right? Anyways, so what is that particular topic which has got less length and more weightage? Can I say business ethics and emotional intelligence? Yes or no? So you have to use smartness here and understand that when there is less length and more marks, obviously we have to be very, very strong in that. Am I right? Same way, if you see this 30% marks which is there, you know that those are like legal system, very interesting topic and basics of law, correct? Indian Contract Act, which is one of your favorite, obviously that again excites you. Sale of Goods Act, you have some idea, isn't it? You have some idea. Partnership, because of your accounting maybe, if not in foundation, at least in your accounting you've read something about partnership. Am I right? So somewhere you understand that this particular thing also might be easy for you, or you think it is easy, and thereby what? You can easily score 30%. So that means this 45% is for sure possible for you to score. How much? If I say 45 marks, okay, 45%, I say 45 marks, how much is possible to score? 25, 30? 25, 30? Yes or no? And then the remaining 55, industrial laws and corporate laws, 55. So can I say that we can score 35, 40? Come on guys. So 35, 25, we are saying some 60, and then 30 and 40 the upper limit. That means 60 to 70. Is it possible? And when is it possible? When you revise the whole stuff. When you go for selective study, don't you think the marks will keep on decreasing? Yes. So we can't afford to go for selective study. That is what I want to just tell you. We have to revise the whole thing. Then only there is a chance that we can even secure 60 to 70, which is not impossible. Yeah, but having said this, I am not saying it's a cakewalk. I am not saying it is very easy to secure or score 60, 70 marks. That's not what I said. What I meant was, or what I said was, or what I am saying is that if you do complete study and not selective study, there is at least a chance to secure 60 to 70 marks for sure. Right? Yes, sir. Now, so what is our agenda for the coming 5 days, including today? What do we want to do? We want to cover on the day 1 this business ethics and emotional intelligence, and also we want to complete the revision of Indian Contract Act 1872. This is our agenda for day 1. Okay. Then day 2 and day 3, day 2 and day 3, we want to focus on corporate laws. Okay, that is Companies Act, and then Indian Partnership Act and LLP Act. Day 2 and day 3, we want to complete this. Okay, we want to revise this, solve some questions, get some confidence in these corporate laws and Indian Partnership, and if possible even LLP Act. Day 4, we would like to go for industrial laws. We want to revise the whole of the Indian laws. And day 5, obviously the remaining topics like come on, Introduction to Law and Legal System, and then Sale of Goods Act, Negotiable Instrument Act, and if at all LLP Act we couldn't complete, then we will complete that part as well. This is how we want to go for in the next 5 days, including today. Okay. I hope all of you have got your notebooks, all of you have got some book in front of you, some study material, or maybe some compiler, some question bank having past examination questions, something there in front of you, right? See, at this moment or at this particular point of time, I would never suggest to change your books, because now hardly 1.5 months left for your examination. Am I right? 1.5 months, no? You can say roughly 1.5 months is what is left. And at this point of time, if you're changing books, changing the approach and all, that will be committing suicide, right? That will be making yourself vulnerable, which is never advisable. Okay. So at this point of time, please follow the books which you have or which you have been following, whichever class book or whichever study material or compiler question bank you have been following, and be with me and share your concerns anytime. I cannot say that every time I will be able to take up your doubt or able to address your concern, because you know I have to be in flow, trying to give the maximum subject or trying to revise the maximum subject possible. So obviously it's not possible to take everyone's doubt like we take it in regular classes. So that won't be possible, but then yes, having said this doesn't mean that you cannot raise your concern at all. You can, okay, and if it's possible, I will try to address it in the class itself, or if not, maybe offline during break time or something like that. Okay, all right, guys. Then coming to the paper pattern, I believe all of you know the paper pattern, right? Recently you might have seen even the model test paper which is uploaded by the CMA Institute on their website. Have you seen that? If not, please check that, because there was a lot of news saying that, or rumor, I would say, not news, but rumor, that institute is changing the paper pattern. And if you see the model test paper, which is for June 2025 examination only, right, you will find that it remains the same. So what do you have? First, the MCQs, correct? Section A comprises of MCQs. Each MCQ has a weightage of 2 marks, isn't it? So like that, how many MCQs we have got? Come on, 15 MCQs. So 30 marks is what we have in MCQs. And if you study properly, if you focus on small points properly, and you don't even memorize, I'm telling you, if you don't even memorize, still there is a chance that at least 10 MCQs you can correctly answer. Reason being, see, we think that probably we don't remember something, but when a particular question comes, or when a particular concept comes, if you have read it carefully, then it will strike you. And when you have options, definitely it is going to strike you. But because there are 4 options, so obviously what happens generally is we feel 2 answers are correct. and that is where your confidence will help you. So it is very important that you should have a positive frame of mind. Am I right? You're writing a professional examination and every student like you guys is studying hard. Am I right? Is studying hard. So what is the difference which you need to create, or what is the difference you should have so that you can do better than your friends? The only thing is frame of mind. If you have the positive frame of mind, if you have that confidence that I will do well, obviously that is where you will do well than others and definitely get through the examination. The main difference is the mindset. If you have the right mindset, not just in this professional examination, but in life also, don't you think so? Don't you think so? The right frame of mind, if you have, you can do anything, you can achieve anything which you desire to. And if you don't have the right mindset, obviously it becomes difficult, right? So please understand that you should not be in that panic zone. You should be positive, right? Make yourself a fool. It's okay. All is well, correct? Because at least that will create positives for you. But if you say, no, I'm not able to understand, I'm not able to remember, am I really following it, am I studying properly? If you doubt yourself, if you question yourself, don't you think, then definitely negative will happen. At least there is a chance, if you say all is well, there is a chance that some positive will happen. But if you think negative, if you are in that negative zone, for sure negative only will happen. So please understand that mindset has to be ready as well. Subject, yes, plus mindset also is important. Okay. One important thing in this subject, which normally the difficulty which student faces, it's not about understanding the subject. Correct me if I'm wrong again. It's not about understanding the subject you will face difficulty. It's about presentation, writing, isn't it? And because you have direct questions more, if you see section B now, right? You have some 7 questions, 6 questions. How many? Come on, 7 questions, no? Out of which you have to answer 5, any 5. And if you just see second question, you will find there are 2 straightforward descriptive questions, right? Same way third question, same way fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. You find that those are descriptive questions where you have to remember and write it, elaborate on it. So somewhere that writing practice is what is going to create a problem for you, right? Somewhere elaborating the stuff, you may know the answer, but you have to write the whole thing, isn't it? Unlike the 8th question, which probably students think it is difficult, but if you ask me, the 8th one is easy. So I would always suggest that you should go for descriptive questions. No, I would say go for this practical case study based questions, because this will be much more easier to answer than those descriptive. Okay, so if you can focus on these type of questions and if you can write those, it will be nothing like it, right? You can score more marks. So one difficulty, I again repeat, is going to be in descriptive questions. You have to memorize and you have to present it properly. You cannot write the same sentence 3 times. This is not BCom examination. This is professional examination, isn't it? So you have to write the relevant points and write it precisely based on weightage of marks. And I hope you know that each question has got a weightage of 7 marks each, isn't it? It has got a weightage of 7 marks each. So kindly take care about this. Do some writing practice. Pay attention to the stuff which we are discussing. As much as possible, give your 100% in the class. Don't think of anything else. Okay, be 100% present here. And for the next 5 days, including today, only think about law. Think about law, read law, study law, learn law, eat law, drink law, sleep law. Do that only. Meaning, I am saying that make your target that in these 5 days, I have to complete 1 revision of this business laws and ethics. Not just with me in the class, but also at home, right, at your pace, so that simultaneously this can be done. So if we are revising today, as we said, Indian Contract Act and business ethics, what should you do after going home? Come on guys. Yeah, you should revise those 2 topics, right, at your own pace, because I'll be fast, maybe somewhere you may think that you have understood, but after going home, when you revise, probably you have not understood. It can happen, isn't it? So don't try to read something else. That's my suggestion. See, India is a democratic country, so I cannot compel you. So it's your wish, but my suggestion would be that you revise those things which we are discussing after going home, or maybe if you're studying here, then after the class, sit back and revise that. Solve more questions, right? Maybe solve meaning not just orally or verbally, but then even writing ways, how much ever possible, try to do that. Next day again, whenever we discuss some topic, again the same topics you should go and revise. That is my suggestion. So my endeavor will be to revise the 100% concepts, my endeavor, but I can't promise, because it depends on your understanding also. So I will try my level best to complete the 100% part, but somewhere here and there, if something is left, that should be least important one which should be left. Understood? Come on guys. And before I start, one or two more things more. See, we are not school students here, right? And no doubt we are professional students, but doesn't mean that you should be studying under stressful environment. Be relaxed, okay, be yourself. Achha, be yourself doesn't mean that you lie down, okay, like you lie down at home. But please understand that if you want to change your place by any chance because you're finding it comfortable during the session, now you're comfortable. But then during the session, maybe after half an hour, you feel that, oh, 4 is becoming difficult and there are empty benches. So friendship we can take care later, and I want to change the place. Don't ask me. You can get up from your seat, come and sit in some other bench as well. That's not a problem at all, right? When it comes to drink, okay, water, drink meaning obviously we're talking about soft drinks, right? So I am talking about water, tea, coffee, coconut water, buttermilk, anything which you want to have, okay, you're free to do that. Same way, if you want to eat something, and something meaning, again, not I am saying start eating your lunch box or something, but then that can make no noise, that can create no disturbance, and only you will eat, not offering to your friends, please take, okay, or sir, you take, sir, you might be hungry, you're not staying at home, so please have my home food. No. So you can eat by yourself without disturbing others and without throwing it on the floor. That you have to take care. Okay, so you can do that, be relaxed and be yourself here, so that you can grasp and you can take up more and more subject possible, maximum subject possible. Okay, and use all your weapons. Keep a notebook and pen beside, apart from the textbook you are following, so that you can scribble few things. You can underline, you can highlight. Apart from that, you can write some keywords or anything which I say is very important. Here is a question possible. If possible, note it down. Okay. So I think we are good to go. And now, as you know, is it okay if I start business ethics first, or you want me to start Indian Contract Act first? I thought we can complete business ethics and emotional intelligence. Now here, as you know, it's easy as well as it's difficult, easy to understand, but difficult to remember. So that's where please make sure that you keep writing something, right? Achha, by the way, do you know what is ethics? Yes, sir, we know ethics. Ethics is about right versus right. Ethics is about right versus right, isn't it? Because there's nothing called as wrong. It's all perceptions. It all depends on various factors, various circumstances. Am I right? Somebody will say that maybe eating non-veg food is right. Somebody will say eating non-veg food is not right, because according to him, veg is only right. So it's about whether he is right or this guy is right. Now he says, as per our customs, as per our culture, as per our religion, we shall not be eating non-veg food. So only veg food is what is right. So you can't say that he is wrong somewhere, correct? Same way this guy says nothing wrong because of the cycle and all that, right? So non-veg food also should not be a botheration. So he's also right there. So it's about selection between right and right. That is where, you know, in ethics we come across a lot of dilemma, right? Dilemma, lot of issues as to which one to go for. Am I right? Like if I ask you a question, okay, this was an examination question also earlier, where maybe a pharmaceutical company came across a particular scenario where there is a disease which happens to one person in maybe 10,000. One person in 10,000, not 1 in 100. So just understand how much percentage of people will fall sick because of that particular disease. So now, as a pharma company, do you think there shall be a medicine manufactured for it? Right? You'll say yes sir, because even though 1 in 10,000, but still what? It has to be manufactured. There has to be humanity, right? They should be developing some medicine for it. But then guys, please understand, will it be financially viable? Will it be financially viable for that pharma company? Will they be able to have more and more sales because of that particular medicine? No. So what about those shareholders? What about those stakeholders? What about those financial creditors who have given money to the company expecting a good rate of return or expecting some return? Don't you think there will be a loss because of this particular medicines which they manufacture? Come on guys, understand. But you'll say no sir, it has to be manufactured. But at the same time you'll say sir, it has to be financially viable as well. So this is also right, this is also right. No, take care of all the stakeholders, not just the customers or prospective customers, but take care of even financial viability, meaning the shareholders, the stakeholders, various stakeholders who have invested in the company. Are you getting it? So now what do we do? So that is where the dilemma starts. That is where the dilemma starts. Then how do you decide to solve that problem? You say, we understand the problem here, we understand that there is an issue here, right? So we try to address both. We try to address both. We have to harmonize the situation. And how do we do that? If you understand, we will say maybe that particular medicine can be taken up under a CSR project. Can be taken up under a CSR project. Maybe they can expect the government to give some grant. Correct? Maybe they can expect government to give some grant. Maybe there is a possibility of doing some crowdfunding. You understand crowdfunding? Maybe small amounts start accepting as donation. And with that particular money, there is a possibility that we can develop medicine even for that particular rare disease. So financially we are taking care of things, plus we are taking care of that particular, come on, sick person as well. So don't you think we are trying to balance? Come on, it's about that. Don't you think life is about balancing? Same way, when we come across some ethical dilemmas, what should we do? Come on guys, balance it and select between right and right. Whereas when I talk about morals, always speak truth. Am I right? Whereas ethics, do you think ethics says always speak truth? No. If I say now our friend Krishna, okay, our friend Krishna is being chased by some goons. You understand goons, right? So some rowdy shitters, some goons are chasing him, and he comes and says, please save me. And we are like, please hide. Okay, please hide. Now those goons come and ask, have you seen that particular boy who was running with blue shirt and all? And we say, we don't know, sorry. Now is it right as per morals? Because morals have taught us that we have to always speak truth. But what did we do here? We lied. We said we don't know who's that boy or where is that boy. We have not seen anyone. That means we are lying here. But is it ethical? Is it ethical? Yes. Because we know our friend Krishna is in trouble and we have to save. And for saving him, probably we'll have to lie. Acha. Suppose instead of Krishna, I say there is a criminal who's running and the police is behind him, chasing him. And now the police comes and asks, have you seen? And we say, no, sorry, we have not seen. Will it be ethical? No. So there, don't you think moral and ethics will coincide? Come on, will be in sync? Answer guys. So please understand, morals doesn't bother about the background. Morals doesn't bother about the context. Moral just bother morals. These are our morals. This is what we have been doing. So we should do. Correct? But ethics is like understand the situation, and in the given situation, you have to take some decision which might be against morals. Am I right? So don't you think ethics becomes important that way? Right? Ethics become important. Then coming to law. See, law is something which is compulsion. Law is something which is compulsion and it is enforced, and if you don't follow it, you will be penalized, you will be fined. Correct or not? But don't you think you can follow the law just for the namesake of it, instead of following in true letter and spirit? If I give an example, see why you'll say, sir, you are taking some examples and talking about something which is very fundamental, and you said this is a revision batch. Yes, I understand. Revision batch doesn't mean that I have to just read from the book or just maybe keep on going on, right, with whatever is written there. You should be conceptually revising the topic. So conceptually, if you are strong, no, then later on you will not face problem. Even if you forget something, this conceptual understanding will help you answer that particular scenario. You getting my point? So that is where I am going to very fundamental point as to morals, ethics, right, law, and then we'll get into it. Okay. So when I talk about maybe law, do you think there is a possibility that we might follow law, we might comply with law, but not in letter and spirit, unless and until we are ethical? So if I give you an example, okay, very simple example I'll give. There is a traffic signal and you have to go straight. You're standing here, you have to go straight, but there is a red light. So now what will you do? If there is a free left, then you will take that left, then you take a U-turn and then take left. So now, do you think you have followed the law? You have complied with the law? Come on, answer quickly. You'll say, yes sir, there was a free left, so we have taken that free left, then U-turn, then left. So we didn't jump the signal. But tell me, is this the idea behind having that particular traffic signal there? Is this the idea behind having the traffic signal there and the free left? Why is the free left there? Obviously for those persons who has to go left. But if you have to go straight, that means you have to stand there till the time that red light turns into green light. Right? Just imagine a scenario. If from the three sides people are doing like this, then what is the person whose light is green will have to do? Will have to wait and watch, no? For his light also to turn into red. Because imagine, if you are going like this and taking a U-turn, that means it's an obstacle for these guys coming from here. Same, imagine the other three sides also, this will happen, no? So those who are having free left and red signal, don't you think if they start doing this, then it will create a problem for those who are having a green light, green signal? Correct or not? So don't you think you have to comply with law? You have to comply with law in true letter and spirit. And that will come only when you are ethical. If you are ethical, because you'll understand the objectivity, you'll understand the context, you'll understand the scenario under which that particular law was framed. You'll understand that law is framed because of this reason, so we can't just follow it for the namesake of it. It has to be followed in such a way. What do you mean by true letter and spirit? It has to be followed in such a way that the objective, the rational is achieved. Am I right? Same way, helmet, wearing helmet. Now few people, because of the rule, because of the traffic law, wear helmet. But then you know that helmet is more like a cap. No quality, no ISI mark, right? Doesn't cover even jaw. It's just a cap. And they think that they are following law. Do you think so? No. If you are ethical, you will definitely say, why is this rule in place? For your own safety. And when we talk about safety, obviously you should wear a proper helmet with jaw being covered and ISI mark and a proper helmet, isn't it? So don't you think again ethics is important there? So morals and laws, do you think can govern the society? Come on guys, can regulate the society, can take care of the society? Yes, to some extent, but not to full extent or complete extent. So what do we need? What do we need to fill those gaps which are there in morals or which are there in law? Come on, ethics. And do you think when you're doing business, again you need ethics? Yes. If you don't do ethics, if you don't follow ethics or if you don't apply ethics in your business, in your profession, you are going to be a cost and management accountant very soon. You are going to be a professional and you don't have ethics. Do you think that you will be able to give services, you will be able to serve your client, you will be able to serve the customer better? Or do you think rightfully you will be taking care of him? No. So it's very important that the CMA Institute should come up with some professional ethics, professional guidelines for you, and they have come up with, isn't it? And it is not just for CMA, every other profession, every business for that matter should be following ethics or not, so that those gaps are filled or not. Are you getting my point? Now, if I talk about even further, okay, slightly more. See, if we talk about India, in India, now after you become a CMA and get job, get some financial independence, will you leave your parents? Will your parents leave you now because you are now you have studied, you got qualification, you are financial independent, you got your job, so now go away from home. Okay, so will you leave your parents or they will throw you out? Is that going to happen here? No. Whereas if you are in US, let's say you're John, right? And John's parents says, now you're 25 and you have to go out of the house. Come on, you have to manage on your own. Do you think they're right there? Come on guys, answer. Yes or no? Come on. Yes. Because the culture there is different. They say, boss, we are independent, you are independent, all these years we have been taking care of you. Now we want to do things as per our will and wishes. So you please get out, you manage your own life, you live your own life. That has been the culture there. But here the culture is not like this. Since you have taken care of us all these years, now it's our responsibility to take care of you, right? We have those emotions, we have that particular love and affection. I'm not saying they don't have, but their upbringing, their culture is different or not. So don't you think when you are talking about ethics, you will talk about origin, you will talk about the source from where those ethical principle comes in? Am I right or wrong? Same way, don't you think you have to talk about the reasons as to why you have taken such a decision? Whether when you say something is right, on what basis is it right? If a judge gives some judgment without giving a reason, okay, if a judge gives a judgment without hearing from the other party, without hearing from the accused, will it be right? No. So don't you think somewhere ethical principles have to be included in every walk of life, not just morals, not just law, anywhere, anything you do, if you're ethical, don't you think probably you'll be doing the right thing which is required in that particular context? When I say right thing, again, that's all perception, as I've said. So right thing in that particular context is needed or not, guys? Now here again, one more example I would like to give. See, when we talk about identifying the gender, when the baby is in the womb of the mother, you know, identifying the gender is not allowed in India. There is a restriction, there is a ban on it in India. Whereas in US, that's not there. Why? Because of the customs. Correct? Here you know, because till today I will say, when you go to the interiors of our country, rural areas and all, you will find that girl child is not preferred. Right? Boy child is preferred over the girl child. So there is a possibility if they get to know about the gender before taking birth itself, they might kill the baby. That has been happening. So that's where we made that sort of law, and that's why we have put the ban, isn't it? But that's not the case when it comes to US. So don't you think the circumstances, the customs which are there and the customs here are different? Are you getting my point? So when laws are made seeing that particular circumstances or context. But lawmakers are not like astrologers, or they cannot visualize everything. So there is a requirement that the person should have that character, and that character is nothing but ethics. That character is nothing but ethics, whereby those particular laws are going to be adhered to or followed or complied with in true letter and spirit. So I hope you know the background why this is given. Because there are gaps in laws, because morals will not help you always. So what is going to help you, my dear friends? Come on, tell me. Ethics. And that's where in our syllabus. You understood all this background? Come on, guys. Yes. So what is ethics? What is ethics? Ethics is a set of rules that define right and wrong conduct. Okay, that defines right and wrong conduct. Yes, sir. Which means basically character. Okay, which means basically character. Right, deals with concepts such as right and wrong, moral and immoral, good and bad behavior of dealing with one another. And all this happens, I repeat again, all this happens deciding about good and bad in some context, in relation to something. It is not just about right and wrong, it about relation to something, some circumstances. Okay, right? It comes from the Latin word ethos. It comes from the Latin word ethos. And what about Greek word? Any idea? Any idea? An idea can change your life. No? So when it comes to Latin word, it is ethos, and when it comes to Greek word, it is ethic. That is E-T-H-I-K-E. Okay, which means what? Basically character only. Okay, nothing but character. Okay. Next, do you think any business can sustain in the long run without ethics? Obviously not. That is where we are talking about business ethics. No, we are talking about applying those ethical principles in business, in any profession. Right. Yes, sir. Then, is it essential for only men? No, sir. It is essential for all the men and women. Human or natural rights. Also obedience to the law of land. That's what we're saying. Whatever is the law has to be complied with in letter and spirit, and that's possible. People are going to follow the laws in spirit only when they are ethical. Otherwise, they are going to follow the law for the namesake. Concern for health and safety, increasingly also for the natural environment. If you are ethical, if you are doing business ethically, if you are ethical in doing your business, do you think you will take care of the society as well? Yes. Why? Because you know where are you getting funds from? Society. Where are you getting the inputs or the resources from? Society, the environment. And where are you taking up this manufacturing process? In the environment, in the society. Where are you going to sell your output or dispose of your product? In the society or the environment. So if you don't protect this environment, if you don't protect this environment or society, what will happen to your business? Finished, right? Damaged, destroyed. So obviously ethics has to be there to understand this particular fundamental things. Business doesn't mean only profits, profits, profits. Business means profits in ethical manner. Correct? Profits ethically, because if you want to sustain, I didn't say just survive, I'm saying sustain. That means you have to keep on surviving. That means in the long run you want to be there. Then you have to be ethical. Now don't what do you say, take otherwise, but tell me, when it comes to ethics, which business house comes to your mind first? I'm talking about business group, I'm talking about business house, the corporate. Okay, very good. Tata's. The first name which comes to all of our mind, or maximum I can say, if not all, maximum might have thought about what? Tata's. Ethics, business. When I say, don't you think you might have thought of? Why didn't you think of Reliance, Adani and others? Right? You thought of Tata's because you know they are known for ethical practices in their business. So they have been there since years and years. And do you think they will be there for years and years? Yes. That means if any business wants to sustain, it's possible only through, come on, only through, right, ethics. Ethics in their business, ethical practices. So ethics guide a person's behavior, you agree? Guide a person's behavior, and it is shaped by social norms, cultural practices and religious influences. This can be a question in itself. What is this? These are shaped by social norms. Yes sir, ethics will be governed by, shaped by social norms, society norms, cultural practices and religious influences, and plus I will say self-interest. Sometimes when we talk about ethics, it's not because of influence of others, influence of society or religion. It's about your own character. It's about your own interest, how you want to behave, how you want to take up things. Correct or not? Now everyone in the examination hall is copying, but you decide not to copy because you know that there's a bigger examination called as life. Maybe this examination I will get through, I will pass if I copy. But what about life? I cannot copy anywhere. So you don't want to. So that's your self-interest or your self-goal, that I want to pass the examination but pass honestly. Correct? So don't you think it's not just about society, culture, religion, but also self-interest? Ethic reflects beliefs about what is right, what is wrong, what is just, what is unjust, what is good, what is bad in terms of behavior. Come on guys, are you able to understand this? So if they ask you to explain ethics, you need some points. You'll have to write some composition. So at least these type of things will help you. And you might say, sir, is it okay if we write some examples? Of course okay. Of course, yes, if you can write some example, nothing like it. But those examples should make sense. You cannot write some random example. But the examples which we have been discussing, can we talk about it? Yes. Okay. Now coming to business ethics or corporate ethics. Can you tell me what is business ethics? How will you define business ethics? Yes sir. Application of ethical principles in business is business ethics. Corporate ethics, application of ethics in company form or in corporate form of business. Now what is professional ethics? Application of ethics in the profession, right? We are going to be cost and management accountants very soon. So you know, when you are going to be CMAs very soon, you are going to be a professional and you will start applying those ethical principles in your profession. That means it is nothing but professional ethics. So can you give me some example when you become a CMA? How can you say that you are a ethical professional? Yes sir, we can. We will never reveal the information or disclose the information of our client to anyone, except where it is required by law. Then we have to disclose it. Otherwise we will not disclose. We will not cheat our client. We will not try to cheat our client and make undue gains from the client's information. That way we will be working. We will be taking proper information before giving them advices. That will be the ethical practice which will follow. So don't you think like this, maybe you will be following certain ethical principles in practicing your profession or while working as a professional. So that will be called as what? Professional ethics. So is it only CMAs will be following professional ethics? No sir, lawyers, doctors, chartered accountants, company secretaries, like that there are many professionals who will be following, yeah, professional ethics, right? Acha. Can I say ethics is voluntary? Can I say ethics is voluntary? Like we said, law is compulsory. Same way if I say ethics is compulsory, will it be right? No. Ethics is voluntary. It's up to a character, we said. It's up to you, right, to follow or not to follow. But then obviously if you want to sustain, if you want to make profits in your business, right. Acha, when I say you, what does it mean? Business. See, because we are reading what? We are reading what? Business ethics. So obviously when I say you and I don't specify anything else, it would mean business. It would mean business. If I specify something else, like I say I am talking about employees, I am talking about a professional, that means that. Otherwise we are talking about business. We are not talking about anything else. As I have told you, I am not talking about ethical principle, how a brother should behave with sister and all. We are not talking about that, how a girlfriend should behave with boyfriend. No, we are not talking about those type of things here. We are purely talking about ethics from the point of view of business. Acha, why being a professional we are talking from business point of view? Why business ethics is what we are bothered about? Sir, because as a professional, we will be providing our services to whom? Business. We will be assisting whom? The business world. Don't you think so? You being a cost and management accountant will be serving, will be giving your services, rendering your services to business. So that's why we are more concerned with business ethics, professional ethics more than any other type of ethics. Okay. Anyways, so this introduction, this background is helping you or not? Come on guys. Right. And acha, you know one thing here, there will be a lot of repetition. Correct? This subject is like that, where there will be a lot of repetition, and maybe you can take it as a positive. Okay, repetition means maybe 50 pages or 40 pages, we probably have 10 pages of repetition. So in a way we have to read only 30 pages. So please get a smile on your face if you find some repetition instead of cursing the institute. So now coming to an important question, types of ethics. There are 3 types of ethics. Okay, meta ethics, normative ethics and applied ethics. What is meta ethics? Meta ethics is always bothered about the source, the origin. Okay, the source or the origin. And when we talk about normative ethics, it's about the reason. It's more bothered about the content. It's more bothered about the reason for coming to that particular conclusion. Are you getting it? Meta ethics means what? Come on, fast. When you think about the source, when you think of the origin and try to apply, like we said, when it comes to banning identification of gender, okay, or when we talked about maybe let's say banning the child marriages, you will think about what? The source. You will think about what? The origin. So that is meta ethics. But when you think about, or when you are talking about the reason for coming to that particular conclusion, okay, the content part, that is nothing but normative ethics. Okay. Then third one, applied ethics. Applied ethics means what? When you talk about ethics in some controversial topics like war. Now if I talk about Russia and Ukraine, if I talk about maybe some war between India and China, India and Bangladesh, okay, is it ethical? Is it not ethical? Someone will say not ethical. But do you know the reason, the root cause behind those particular wars? Who knows? They might have been troubled and they had no other option. So that is where we had to, meaning the country which has declared war might have to declare the war because they have to fight out for their rights. So don't you think it is ethical then? So it's a controversial thing. Someone will say, no, still, though you have to get your rights, doesn't mean that you declare a war. You could have peacefully asked for it. You could have had deliberations with them, discussions with them, and through talks, you should have taken some solution. Don't you think so? So controversy involved or not? Someone is saying like this and someone is saying, no, war is the only solution. So please understand, when you talk about controversial topics like war, animal rights, correct? Someone will say you should not eat cat, dogs and all. You go to China, you know, there they eat not just non-veg, but then even cat, dog or any sort of animal they eat. So it has been like that. Again, this is a controversial thing. Even non-vegetarians here in India would say you should not eat cat, dog, pig, cow. Correct or not? So please understand that this is again controversial. Same way, fine. Fine. Or you say, no, 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 not fine. The finger should be cut. He is a rapist. So he should be taken to the, crossroads, and there we should throw some stones on it. It happens in some countries. Capital punishments are there. There they will punish like this only. So they'll cut the fingers, they'll cut the leg, they'll cut the hand, they'll trouble that like that. So is it humanitarian? No doubt he has done something wrong. But does humanity tells you to do this? You have to punish. But do you think if you punish this way he will improve? Rather he will be more harmful for the society. This is what I am saying. This is what is my viewpoint. But maybe our friend Rohit says, no, 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 sir, this is right. They have to be treated like this. So controversy, no, here again, controversial thing. Maybe you can't come to a judgment very easily. There will be debates here. Are you getting it? So when we talk about this sort of controversial things and you have to debate, you have to, use your judgment there, wisdom there. That is nothing but applied ethics. You are applying the ethical principles in some situation and trying to understand. Okay, so 3 types. Come on, quickly. Meta-ethics, which deals with origin, source, isn't it? More bother about that, right? Or nature as they have written. And second thing, normative ethics. So normative ethics deals with or is talking about the reason behind the judgment which you have taken or the judgment or the decision you have taken. So basically that's more concerned with the content, right? Then the criteria. And the third one, applied ethics, which deals with controversies like war, animal rights or capital punishment. Is it clear? So I hope you can write this answer in case they are asking. Okay. Now coming to importance of ethics, as such we have understood, but still if you have to write, then we'll say it is our means of deciding a course of action. Our means of deciding a course of action. That means you have alternative courses of action. You have 3 options before you, you have 5 options before you, and you have to select one. And what will help you take the right decision? Ethics. What will help you to take the right decision? Ethics. So that is very importance of ethics. See, when you have only one option, then there is no question of thinking. One option, that's it. Yes or no. Now in the when it comes to examination, June we have examination. Do you have any other option to write in July, May and all? No. The moment I say you have 3 options, you have to select the best one. Then don't you think probably you'll think of ethics, ethical principles? Yes. Like that, if you have options, that is where more of ethics will come. You don't have an option, then there is no question of ethics or anything else for that matter. Clear? So simple line, but again important. It's our means of deciding a course of action. To the degree which a rational ethical standard is taken, we are able to correctly organize our goals and actions to accomplish our most important values. Getting it? What is written here? To the degree which a rational ethical standard is taken, we are able to correctly organize our goals and actions. See, if you want to correctly organize your goals and actions meaning your acts. What do? If you want to organize that goal as well as action, because goal without action will not give you result. Only action without any dream, without any goals also is not going to help. It's like you're walking, but where? Don't know. You are blindly walking. So both are important, goals and action, and they need to be organized. So, and that needs to be done within some value system. Okay, our most important values. And who will help you there? Ethics. Are you able to understand? We are talking about importance. Okay, so please understand that if you want to organize your goals and actions to accomplish most important values, ethics will help you. Any flaw in our ethics will reduce our ability to be successful in our endeavors. Correct? If you don't behave ethically, if any flaw is there in ethics, that means what will happen? You will not be successful in your endeavors. So if you want success, what is required? Ethics is required. That's why ethics is important. Getting points? Okay, so if you can write, well and good, otherwise you have study material. Anyways, this is I say study material in front of you. So at least mark that and keep so that those points you can write. Next, even they also say that if you want to include your relation with others and recognize their importance not only to our physical survival but our well-being and happiness, then ethics will help you. Okay, if you want to maintain good relation with others, if you want to not just survive but also be well and be happy, what is needed? Ethics is needed. Okay, it must recognize our lives are an end in themselves, and that sacrifice is not only not necessary but also destructive. Sir, what is this line? It must recognize that our lives are an end in themselves. You understand means and end? Means and end. Some means you want to take up so that you can reach your end goal. Yes or no? So they are saying it must recognize that our lives are an end in itself, and that sacrifice is not only not necessary but sometimes destructive. So why to sacrifice? You balance it out. And who will help you there? Ethics. Who will? Nothing more than life, boss. Ultimately what is there is life. Don't you think so? Someone going for committing suicide, you'll say, hey boss, you have got only one life, why do you end it? Live. Correct? That's the end goal ultimately, that live life happily, live life, right? So ethics is going to help you to decide which sacrifices to be made. Only sacrifice also is not enough or not right. It will be destructive. Are you getting it? Like when you are studying here, do you think that because you have to pass the examination with flying colors, you have to keep making sacrifices only of everything? No, that's not right. Don't make unnecessary sacrifices and have that thing lingering your mind, right? You should not be sacrificing unnecessarily things which are not required to be sacrificed. If you're doing that, that means it is destructive. So who help you to decide all this? Ethics. Understood? So can you write something in importance of ethics? You'll get more stuff. It's not that only this stuff, because repetition will be there. So you'll find importance of ethics somewhere covered here and there also you can write. Then ethics, nature and relevance to business. Nature and relevance to business. Arey sir, already we got to know that business means not profits. Business means profits ethically. And if you want to sustain in the long run, then ethics has to be followed. You have to take care of your customer, you have to take care of your employee, you have to take care of your vendor, you have to take care of your shareholders. Don't you think like that we will say that business has to take care of all its stakeholders? They should not be cheating the customer. They should not be charging exorbitant prices from the customer. They should be giving quality to the customer or not. Same way, those vendors who have supplied goods, don't you think the payment should be made properly on time? Don't you think the terms on which it has been supplied should be followed by the business? Come on, think of the stakeholders. Same way, the shareholder who has put in money, don't you think that shareholder should be getting the return which was promised to him? And there should not be misappropriation of funds. If funds are taken for purpose A, then it should be used for purpose A only, not for purpose B. That will be misappropriation. Same way, from the financial creditors from whom they have taken the money, don't you think that they have to return the money to them, and that too at agreed rate of interest? Are you getting it? Same way, if you talk about government expects something from the business or not, that is payment of taxes on time, compliance of laws so that society can be smoothly run, right? Employment should be created. Government also expects. So if you are ethical, if you are running business ethically, you will be taking care of all the stakeholders, including the society. Society at large also expects that you should carry on business peacefully without disturbing anyone else, without disposing of those type of wastage and all which will harm them. Does the society is not expecting this? So if you are ethical, you will be taking care of every stakeholder, and don't you think that every stakeholder will take care of you? If I take care of you, you will take care of me, no? Same way, just imagine if we as a business are taking care of all our stakeholders, those all stakeholders will be taking care of us, and that is how ethics becomes relevant to the business, ethics becomes important to the business, right? No matter the size, the industry or level of profitability. Okay, a small scale business or a large scale business, a profit oriented business or a non-profit oriented business or non-profit oriented organization, or maybe you talk about cement industry, you talk about steel industry, you talk about maybe automobile industry, any industry you talk about, ethics has to be followed, ethics has to be applied, है ना? Every leader within an organization, should be ethical in his conduct. That is where he can inspire the whole of the organization. Now suppose I am talking about ethics and I myself don't follow, will you follow then? You'll say, what nonsense. Same way if I talk about your parents, if they say something and they themselves don't follow, they say don't use mobile too much, and your father is always on mobile or mother is always on mobile, then what will you say? What, mama, you say this to us and you only don't follow. Simple thing. Same way, so within an organization, every leader should be always directing, should be inspiring as an example, isn't it? Should be always inspiring the team, should be always inspiring all the employees. And that is where there is a possibility of they achieving the goals which they've set for themselves. Then long lasting positive effects is possible. Long lasting positive effects is possible through ethics. We're getting it? And if you are ethical, will you be able to retain, will you be able to attract talented people or less talented people? Talented. Now you got to know Tatas are ethical. So don't you think after qualifying you would like to join that the Tata Group company? You'd say that they'll take care of me, they'll provide me good working conditions, they'll pay me properly, they'll take care of me and my family, like that in case of adverse situations. They'll be adhering to the labor laws which are there. Like that, you will have that trust and confidence. No. So you would like to join that type of organization and you are quite talented people. So they are attracting you and they'll be able to retain you if they are ethical. Correct? They'll be able to build and maintain, not just build, but also maintain positive reputation. Correct? No, ethical means they'll have reputation and that will not just be built but also maintained. Okay. Then very important thing, see, employees may take time in taking their decisions because they come from diverse backgrounds, right? Like you're coming from Chennai, right? He's coming from Trichy, she's coming from Coimbatore, I'm coming from Hyderabad, like that. Let us say all of us come from different background, and different background just doesn't mean geographical, different culture also, different religion. I am a Jain, I am a Hindu, right? And if you talk about the other guy, he is a Muslim, like that. We come from different backgrounds and working for a common business or for one business, and we might take some decisions, and what is ethical for me may not be ethical for him, and maybe ethical for her may not be ethical for me. Don't you think will happen? So business as a whole should come up with some value system. Business as a whole should come up with some ethical guidelines, and if they are there, it will become easy for the employees to take decisions. No, if there is no guidelines, then they will take decisions as per their own perceptions and own liking, own culture and all. So it's not going to help. So it is important that, see, far beyond employee loyalty and or morale or strength of a management. No, sorry, here employees make better decisions in less time with business ethics as guiding principle. This can be again a question also. Thank you. This can be a question also, saying that explain this. So you have to talk about stakeholders. One of the stakeholders is employees coming from different background, as we discussed, different educational background, geographical background, culture and all. So they'll be having diverse perspective towards things. So if they are able to have this guidelines, ethical guidelines, that will make decision making faster, efficient, effective, isn't it? And perform job or duties at a highest level, and they'll be staying loyal. Just imagine if organization is unethical, will you be loyal to that organization if you're working as an employee there? No. So they are loyal, we will be loyal, otherwise not. Then morale also will be high, correct? So if morale is high, productivity will be higher, highest rather of the employee, because they know they are working for some good organization where there is value system and they're taking care of us, so we have to take care of them. How about the bond, the team bond which is there? Now CSK only you take the example in IPL. What is the team bond like? Right? They believe or they think that there is ethics in that particular team or franchise. So don't you think there is a good team bond? Come on guys. So we need ethics in the business, otherwise it is very difficult. Positive public image, potential investors. What is potential investors? Who are right now not your investor, but in future they may become your investor when you are applying ethics in the business. So are you able to understand what we have talked about? Come on guys. Meaning, importance and nature. Now how do you sit in the class? One way is relaxed. Just let me speak and I will take it. I mean, you will take it. That's one way of sitting. And now whatever I am saying, you are listening to me carefully with full concentration. But tell me how much of the time you can do this? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, one session. But do you think the whole day you will be able to do that? No, it's not possible. I cannot watch my lecture for the whole day just watching. It's not possible. That is where the suggestion is underlining, writing keywords. It will be helpful. Underlining or highlighting. Okay. Understood? No. So, sir, writing keywords meaning what? You might ask me. Sir, in this topic now just help us. How exactly we write the keywords? Okay. Ethics. So, you'll say ethics, right and right. It's about knowing right and wrong and deciding between right and right. Yes or no? Set of rules. Next, Latin word, ethos. Greek word, ethic, E-T-H-I-K-E. Basically means character. Right? Essential quality for all men and women, human or natural rights, obedience to law of land, that is compliance of law in letter and spirit, concern for health and safety, natural environment. Next, these are shaped by social norms, cultural practices, religious influences and self-interest also. Next, business ethics, corporate ethics, professional ethics. Professional ethics, application of ethics in the profession while practicing as a professional or maybe working as a professional. Three types of ethics: meta, normative, applied. Meta dash, nature, source, origin. Normative, content, reason, criteria. Next, applied dash, controversial topics like war, animal rights, capital punishment, etc. Next, importance of ethics, right? So, importance of ethics when we talk about, then we said means of deciding a course of action. Next, sync goal and action, organize goals and action within the value system to accomplish the goals. Then it's about recognizing the importance, and it's not just about physical survival but also well-being and happiness. That's where ethics are needed. Then ethics, nature, relevance, like that. Pick up keywords. You understand? When you are listening, keywords you keep writing. Here, nature and relevance, we said several factors, correct? Size, industry, level of profitability. Irrespective of all this, ethics has to be followed. Leaders, talk about leaders, talk about employees. Everyone has to be ethical. If ethical organization will be able to attract and retain highly talented people, building a positive, not just building but maintaining a positive reputation in the market, okay, like that, if you start writing, no, you will get keywords and that will be helpful, that will retain. So then in the examination when question comes, you have to organize and write it. And see, the beauty of this particular topic is it is not a law. Law means you have to write whatever is there because that's law. But here, if you change the content but if it is making sense, do you think you can still get marks? After knowing the whole of the topic, don't you think you can do something? Correct? Yes. Now, before we move on to the next topic, I would like to just take up some questions from here. Okay. So, if you have the compiler, okay. If don't, then just listen to me. The word ethics stems from the Greek word. We have already talked about ethic, right? E-T-H-I-K-E. Maybe Greek they might say ethic. I don't know. Next, ethics are set of normal principles that guide a person's dash. See, ethics are set of normal principles that guides the person's conduct, character, behavior, something of that sort, no? That will guide behavior of the person or not? Yes. Third, the ethical operation of a company is directly related to dash. The ethical operation of a company is directly related to dash in both short term and long term. Come on, goals, objectives, long term, short term. So goals, if you want long term as well as short term goals to be met and you don't want to just survive but also grow, so who will help you? Ethics. So goals is the answer. Okay. Anyways, fill in the blanks are not asked these days. It's only MCQs which are asked, so don't worry about that. But I always say one thing again, like I said, India is a democratic country. Same way, remember one more thing, that CMA Institute or CA Institute or CS Institute have got the trend of changing the trend. So don't believe the trend too much. Understood? Be ready for the toughest things and all those things which they haven't done till now. Prepare yourself mentally like that. Okay, because if you prepare yourself mentally like that and some adverse thing happens in the examination, you will be like, yes, it was bound to happen. I knew this will happen. Correct or not? Come on, guys. So when you're praying before God, what you should pray? Toughest paper till now should be asked in my attempt. And God, give me the strength to counter that. Don't forget the second line. You say toughest paper, second thing is you should be able to face it, you should be able to counter it. So just imagine in the examination hall, toughest paper comes and all your friends or all those persons, all those students who are sitting in your classroom probably are like, what happened? Toughest paper. You'll be like, I knew this will happen. Correct? Anyways, oh, that means God has taken my wish. So that means now I'll be able to counter as well. Start writing. You will not waste time. Be mentally prepared. This is ultimately not BCom examination, a professional examination. So these things are bound to happen. So just because I said there may not be fill in the blanks doesn't mean there can't be. Who knows? They may ask you. They may ask you fill in the blanks, give you 4 options and you have to pick. Okay. And you're reading strategic management, so you know what is the difference between goal and objective also. Though they can be used interchangeably, but if in MCQs they give goals, objectives, so what will you pick? Goals. What will you pick then? Goals. Okay, because objectives are more specific than goals. Right. Then business ethics are gaining importance because of, come on, business ethics are gaining importance because of smooth functioning, good image, growth of consumer movement, increasing profit. Come on, business ethics is gaining more importance now because of what? Smooth functioning, good image, consumer movement, that means consumers have become more active, organized and all, or increasing profit. Consumer movement, consumers have become smarter, no? Consumer is the king. So that is where they have to follow ethics. They can cheat the customer once, but they can't cheat every time. That consumer also is smart and he will do negative publicity for you then. Next, which of the following statement is correct about business ethics? Okay, a business may sustain only if it cares for society. Correct or not? A business will sustain if it cares for society. Yes, sir. If it cares for society as a whole, then only it will sustain. Okay, the other points are social responsibility and business ethics are considered to be different concepts. No, boss. Business ethics need social responsibility. They have to take care of the society. Making higher profits should be main objective of business. No, higher profit but ethically. And the third, companies making ethical investments may not be able to compete. Who said? If they make ethical investments, then they will be able to compete and earn more profits. So 4 are there and very easily you can pick the right option. Business ethics is based on well accepted moral and social values. Ethics, do you think morals comes from social values? Yes, sir. Morals, custom, religion, ethics comes from there, we said. Correct or not? Social values only, moral values, no, both. The critical step in understanding business ethics is, come on, tell me, what is the critical step in understanding business ethics? Dilemmas, issues, ethical issues. As we said, no, because it is about choosing right and right. Choosing among right and right. So that is what is going to be the critical issue, the main point where will you get stuck. Remember that example, pharma company, medicine, 1 in 10,000. You'll immediately recall that yes, that is the most important problem which you will face in ethics. Issue will be, come on, the main criteria, main thing which you need to take care of. Okay. Then, a proper foundation of ethic requires standard of, come on, tell me. A proper foundation of ethics requires a standard of dash. Value system. What did we say? Value system has to be strong. Every business organization has to have values and your goals and actions should be organized in that value system. You can't forget your value system and talk about or decide about some goals. You understand? Value system becomes important. So it is about standard of values. Next, ethics are the set of moral principles that guide a person's, already we said, behavior. They also gave the answer as profession. Like last time they gave the answer as behavior, now they are giving the answer as profession. That's why I was telling you this is not law. Now I can't say that is wrong, this is wrong. Yes, that guides a person's profession. It will guide, no? Ethical guidelines will help you or not in your profession? Come on, answer, my dear friends. It will. Next, business ethics calls for avoidance of. Avoidance of. So they have given some options. Self-interest, avoidance of self-interest, avoidance of competition, avoidance of publicity, avoidance of monopoly. Obviously, avoidance of monopoly. We are not talking about monopoly anywhere. We are talking about competition. Why? What will happen if there is competition? Array, you will get options, no? You will get better service, no? Just imagine in a particular area there is only one hotel. Only one hotel. In 4 kilometers radius there is no other hotel. Don't you think that fellow will start dictating? There is only one teacher teaching a particular subject in this particular 10 kilometers radius. Don't you think whatever the teacher says you have to follow? But when you have options, when you have competition, don't you think you will start getting a better service? Correct or not? So please understand, it is about avoidance of monopoly. We don't want monopoly. Okay? Next, selflessness means selfless. Okay, we are not talking about selfishness, we are talking about selflessness. Means that the holders of public office should act solely in the terms of government interest, company interest, public interest. Come on. Public interest, very good. So these are things which are going to be covered. They have given here itself, but then these are things which we are going to talk about. You know, now we are going to talk about public life. So there we are going to talk about take decisions in public interest. Suppose I am the commissioner of this particular area, commissioner of police of this particular area, okay, or this particular city, that is Chennai. What type of decision or how should I take the decision which should help me, my family or my team? No, I should be taking decisions which are in public interest. Are you getting it? So those who occupy public office, they should always take the decisions in public interest. Are you getting it? Then moral management requires ethical dash leadership. Ethical leadership, isn't it? Moral management requires ethical leadership. If leadership is not ethical, do you think there will be morals and ethics in the team or amongst the employees? No. Getting it? Then, which of the following is not an attribute of emotional intelligence? That will come later. Okay. So some questions were from whatever points which we discussed, and majority of the questions were from the later part of the syllabus or maybe the topics. So you don't worry, you will be able to get those particular things here, and again we can come back to those questions. But don't you think without even revising we can logically, if you think you can answer, if conceptually, fundamentally you know the topic, then don't you think it will become easy for you to answer those questions also which are not there in the book? At least in this subject, ethics I am saying. Ethics actually is a different subject than law. But because both are put in one paper, that's why we think, which subject are you reading? You'll say law and ethics. Rather we think law and ethics as same only, but that is wrong. Okay. Achha, what is more broader, law or ethics? What is broader, ethics or law? Obviously ethics, because we said law cannot be everywhere. Law cannot give you solution everywhere. So what will come in? Ethics. Law is wherever there are gaps in law. What did we say? Who will help you? Ethics. Morals also has some gaps. Everywhere you don't apply morals, or you know that moral may not help. What comes in? Ethics. So ethics is broader, no boss. How can you say law is broader, or how can you say morals is broader? No, ethics is broader. It will help you where no one is there. Clear? Right. Then apart from this, some theory question like discuss the importance of ethics. We have discussed the importance of ethics. Then value chain and all we'll see later. Then types of ethics, meta ethics, normative and applied ethics. Then yeah, so we'll come back to it again after discussing a few more things. Okay, so come to now the second one in this, the 7 principles of public life. 7 principles of public life. So if you are living a public life, or if you have some role to play for the public at large, then there are 7 principles which one should follow. And what are those principles? Selflessness, integrity, objectivity, accountability, openness, honesty, leadership. These are the 7 principles, and they can ask you this question for 7 marks. Explain or discuss the 7 principles of public life, or they can pick one of the principles and frame an MCQ relating to it. Correct? That is also possible. So we should not know just these 7 principles, but also know inside what is there, inside what has to be written. At least 1 or 2 keywords we should know, and those keywords will help us answer even MCQ. Okay? So first thing, before we get into it, what is this AI Shul? The acronym to remember: A, artificial; I, intelligence. No sir, A means accountability, I means integrity, S means selflessness, same way H means honesty, O means objectivity, O means openness, and L means leadership. So AI Shul. I hope this will help you recall those 7 principles. Don't see there now. Recall. A, accountability. I, integrity. S, selflessness. H, honesty. O, openness. O, objectivity. L, leadership. So these are the 7 principles. Now let's understand. And before we start understanding them, remember who has set them out? Who has said? Lord Nolan. In MCQs they have asked this. So you need to remember this gentleman's name as well. Okay, Lord Nolan. If possible, write somewhere separately these type of names as well as years, so that you can revise at one go. You'll have the list ready. Okay, so value chain analysis, Michael Porter's name will come. Same way when it comes to some more principles, you'll find that 1995 they've got it like that, or who got this EQ in 1995, they got it. So what is that person's name? You can write those things at one place instead of writing it here and there. If you write that at one place, it will be helpful. Okay, the year and the experts and what is their contribution, or what is the concept which we are talking about. So 7 principles was set out by whom? Lord Nolan. And what is the year? 1995. Okay, and these principles apply to whom? Those who work as a public office holder. Meaning, can I say even Narendra Modi will have to follow this? Do you think even Stalin has to follow this? Yes, they are in public life. So obviously we expect them to follow. Okay? Acha. So is it only locally and nationally? Here they have written no. Either the public office which they are living is locally or nationally. Do you think it is enough if it is locally or nationally? Or it has to be internationally also, globally also? Yes. Because we expect even Donald Trump to follow this, even Putin to follow this, because they are also in public life. Their actions will affect the public at large, isn't it? Right, sir. So apply to civil service, local government, police, courts, judges and all, the jury, okay, probation of services, non-departmental public bodies, health, education, social care services, everywhere. So whichever point of view you talk about, whichever field you talk about, point is, if it is in public life, these principles has to be followed, whether it is local, national, or I'll say even global. Okay. Then before again getting into this, please understand these principles are dynamic. Why they are dynamic? Because they change also. It's not that it is constant. So if you just see here that the British government actually had set up a committee on standards in public life and asked them to advise. So they examined the current, this committee, they had set up a committee. For what purpose they had set up a committee? Examine the current concerns and make recommendations. And based on those recommendations, they have come up with these 7 principles and amended them from time to time. So if you understand that this Lord Nolan, okay, who was there first time 1995, after that these principles have been amended as well, and as amended up to 2015, these are the 7 principles. So if someone asks where did it all started from, we'll say British government setting up committee, Lord Nolan, right, coming up with this, and then and amending it. So up to 2015 it has been amended. After that there is no amendment in these 7 principles. Okay, so what are these? As we said, first I'll say A. A is accountability. What do you mean by accountability? You are ready to get examined, you are ready to get scrutinized. Okay, like, do you think the managing director of the company is accountable to the board of directors? Is accountable to the directors of the company? Yes, sir. Because whatever decisions he takes, the board of directors can question him. Why did you take this decision? Justify. Same way, can I say board of directors are accountable to the shareholders? Yes, the shareholders can question them. How did you use, what did you use, or what purpose you have used this money, right? Why not the other option? They can question. Not daily basis, but you know, there is a general meeting concept where they can question, right? So we understand that accountability, understand? So what is the key word here? Scrutiny, examining, okay? Not just the decisions which they have taken, but also actions. So these 2 key words I'll say, decisions, actions, as well as scrutiny, that is examination. Okay, accountability, clear? No? Then coming to, so try to frame sentence on your own and include these words. That's what I'm trying to say. As well as in MCQs, if they ask, you should know, oh, they are talking about examination, grading, scrutinize, means they're talking about accountability principle. Next comes I, integrity. I hope you know integrity. Integrity means what? You should not be a thief. You should not be making undue gains. You should not be making secret profits, correct? Not just for yourself, but also for your family, friends and all. See, Modi gives contracts to Adani because Adani is his brother. Will you accept it then? No. You'll say that is wrong. You should not be. Everyone should get a fair chance. That is why opposition is arguing or opposing Modi, no? That why Adani has been given so much of preference, not others. What was Adani before 15 years, 20 years? Or did you know the name? 10 years back, did you know Adani? No. Now everyone knows. So people are questioning. Okay, are you getting it? People are questioning Modi's decisions, Modi's actions. Okay, so point is not to gain financial or other material benefits. Okay, when we say integrity, not to gain financial or other material benefits for themselves as well as their family, friends. If at all there is any interest or any relationship anywhere, they should declare. That is the principle of integrity. So don't make secret profits, undue profits. Don't make material benefits, financial benefits for yourself, family, friends and all. And in case you have any interest, declare it. If you are in public life, this is another principle, integrity. Okay, all of you. Now let's come to S. A, I, done. Now S. Selflessness. Very simple. Selfless. Don't be selfish, isn't it? So act solely in terms of public interest. What is right for public, that you do. Maybe because of that you might get hampered, you might get affected also, no worries, but what is right for public should be done. Okay, so here the key word is act solely for what? Public. That means public interest. Okay, this is selflessness. Then comes H, honest. Honest means be truthful, right? Be truthful. So this is the word there. Then O, objectivity. Objectivity meaning, see, we are also sitting here with an objective, no? I forget that objective and start teaching you. Will that be helpful? I am talking about ethics only for 5 days because this is such an interesting concept and subject. We can take numerous examples also. Will it work? No, because objectivity will be missed. You are writing examination in June. I have to understand you are writing an examination, that too in June month. So don't you think now I need to know this is the revision batch, so thereby I have to maintain my pace also. I have to be quick also. Are you getting my point? I can't miss out on that. Same way when we talk about public life, those who are occupying that public office should maintain objectivity. They should know why I have been appointed, for what work I have been appointed, what type of project we are taking up, why we are taking up, is it going to help that public interest or not? That is important or not? Yes. So that's where see, act and take decisions impartially, fairly and on merit basis. Okay, what is required to be done, because in order to meet objective, you have to go for merit. Don't go for your personal bias. Okay, personal bias or discrimination. That is objectivity. Okay, then comes another O, that is openness, transparent. When you take decisions, when you act, you have to be transparent. You can't hide. You can't hide. That is why you see Modi has to explain in parliament. He has to inform to the public at large. Press releases are done because they have to be transparent. They can't hide because they're in public life. Personal life, personal decisions, they can hide. But public life, come on, those decisions which they take cannot be hide or cannot hide basically. So be transparent. Then SHOOL. L. What is L for? Leadership. So you know the leaders, those who are in public office, they are the leaders. They should exhibit, they should display in their own behavior what? Ethics, no? Yes or no? They should be exhibiting these principles in their own behavior. If leaders themselves don't follow, then how can they inspire others? So what should they follow? Sir, the above principles, the ethical principles they should be following. Then only it is possible that they can actually make everyone else follow this. Okay, so they should actively promote and robustly support these principles. But only promoting, supporting will not help. In their action, in their own behavior, okay, in their own behavior, there should be these principles which should help them. So I hope you have understood this. SHOOL, AISHOOL, and then what is this name? Lord Nolan, 1995. Then the British government committee, and then there are changes which have taken place till 2015. This is the list. Clear? Come on guys, please help me. Clear? Right, so some questions here. Let's see whether we can answer now or not. Okay. The 7 principles of dash were set out by Lord Nolan in 1995. Public life, fantastic. The 7 principles of public life were set out by dash. Lord Nolan, correct. Next, now MCQs. Holders of public office should take decision solely in terms of public interest. This principle, selflessness, very good. Out of 7 principles of public life, the principle of objectivity means, so they are giving you some options, 4 options. I am reading those 4 options for you. Holders of public should take decisions solely in terms of public interest. No, this is selflessness. Second, in carrying out public business, including making public appointments, holders of public office should make choices on merit. Yes, sir. That's what we were saying. Objectivity means what? On the merit basis, they should be taking decisions, right, based on their public appointment which has been done. But let's see the other options also. Third, holders of public office are accountable for their decision. No, that is to accountability. Very good. So this is not the answer. Then fourth one, holders of public office should be as open as possible about all the decisions and actions they take. That is the transparency. Whereas we are talking about what? Objectivity. So obviously, when we talk about objectivity, that is the merit basis and all. So second option is the right one as we have picked. Got it? Then third one, holders of public office should not place themselves under any financial or other obligation. Can you tell me what is it? Come on, there should not be any financial or other obligation or gain for their family, for themselves. Very good. Integrity. Next, the 7 principles of public life. Again, options they have given 1975, 1995. You know, answer is 1995. Then, holders of public company must act and take decisions impartially, fairly, and on the merits of the best evidence. Objectivity. Very good. Then, coming to theory questions, they say write a short note on 7 principles of public life, or write the fundamental principles of ethical behavior in public life. This is the question. So either 7 principles they'll ask, or pick one and ask you in MCQ, and I guess you are comfortable now. Am I right, guys? Relationship between ethics and law. So this we have understood already. So what we can do is we can write in tabular form, law, ethics. Tabular form instead of this paragraph, because somewhere they're talking about law, then again ethics, law, ethics. So if we prepare a table, it will be easier for us, no? So quickly we'll write, okay? I'll dictate and you will write law, ethics. Come on, you have space there, you can write below only. Anna, you have space here. So you can write here itself. In case of law, what will you write? Set of codified norms. Set of codified norms. Codified norms enforced by the state. Enforced by the state. Okay, set of codified norms enforced by the state. And in case of ethics, you'll write set of norms. It's not codified norms, it is norms. Codified means it has become a law, act. You know, that's a codified word. Here it will be only norms. So set of norms. Set of norms. Not enforced by the state. Not enforced by the state. Okay. Next, law, second point. External obligation. External obligations, am I right? External obligation, they are asking us, we are following it. Though we don't like, we have to follow. And when it comes to ethics, you'll write guide our internal compass. Okay, guide internal compass and judgments. Guide internal compass and judgments. Okay. Guide our internal compass, internal behavior, internal mindset, okay, and judgments, the way we take the judgment, that ethics is going to influence. Okay, so that is external, this is something internal. Then laws, in laws you will write uniform to all, uniform application, or you can say uniform application for all. And ethics you will say vary from person to person. And ethics varies, changes from person to person. Changes from person to person. Situation to situation. Situation to situation, etc. Next, coming to law. Breach. Coming to law, you'll write breach implies punishment. Breach implies punishment. Isn't it breach of law? That means you will be punished. When it comes to ethics, come on, when it comes to ethics, it is not enforced. So where is the punishment? So right there, may not be punished. You cannot say will not be punished, because see, if I am not ethical in my conduct, so maybe there is no punishment as such, but you will not join my classes or you will not listen to me. Am I right? So I lose business. That way indirectly I am getting punished, no? If not directly. So may be punished. May be punished. Okay? May be punished. Next. Next. Law, you will write law, in law, not alone enough. Alone not enough, or not alone enough, whatever, alone not enough, as can never be exhaustive. Can never be exhaustive. Can never be exhaustive. Next, in ethics you will write where law doesn't exist, discretion to exercise ethics. Discretion to exercise ethics. Okay, discretion to exercise ethics. Then conclusion. After this table, now write down conclusion. 2 points you'll write in conclusion. Law shapes ethics. Law shapes ethics. And ethics shapes law. Law shapes ethics and ethics shapes law. Meaning, many a times the ethical principles are guided by law. And same way, law cannot ignore ethics and frame law, right? Lawmakers cannot ignore ethics. So they also need to understand ethics and apply them when they are making some laws. So law shapes ethics, ethics shapes law. Second conclusion, law and ethics are equally important. Law and ethics are equally important and go hand in hand. And go hand in hand. Like you take abolition of sati, example. Law also says no, ethics also says no. Correct? Child labor, law also says no, Ethics also says no. Correct? Corruption, law also says no, ethics also says no. Money laundering, law also says no, ethics also says no. Like that, don't you think law and ethics goes hand in hand and are both equally important? Come on, answer guys. Yes. So I hope you have understood the relationship. And which one is broader, we will say? Come on guys, ethics. Why? Because law can't be everywhere, but ethics can be everywhere. You can apply them as they are discretionary, but law means it is enforced, it is codified norm. I know it is codified norm, whereas ethics is just, we'll say, norm. Yeah. Clear? Now. So here is only one question in this. Explain the interface between law and ethics. Acha, so can we draw some diagram like this? Tell me, because we are good at diagrams, no? We are artistic people. Can I draw like this and I say this is law, this is ethics, and there is some overlapping? Can I do that? Yes sir, smarter answer is yes only, because if you are asking like this, probably we have to do like this. Didn't understand? Come on guys, I am asking you, when they are asking a question, explain the relationship between law and ethics, do you think it will make sense to even draw something like this? There is law, there is ethics, and there is some overlapping. That means law and ethics are going hand in hand. So can we draw? Yes. So that's what I am saying. Smarter answer is yes. If you are saying like this, then probably sir we have to do. Okay, chalo. Now let's go for the next one, business ethics and its relevance to business. Business ethics and its relevance to business. Such headings they put, and when you study later you find it is basically about employees. It's basically about employees in the business, because business comprises of, or business is run by, business is managed by whom? Ultimately employees. Ultimately employees. You'll say no sir, directors and all, but they are also in a way employees, correct? So basically the topic is about employees. So do you think every business will have some code of ethics, will have some ethical guidelines for their employees? Yes sir, as we discussed already, if there is no ethical guidelines or there is no code of ethics in any particular business, it will become difficult for the employees to take some decisions, because they come from diverse backgrounds, correct, diverse culture. So that is where best thing would be, the value system should be defined, the code of ethics should be defined by every organization. Do you think Tatas have got some code of ethics? Do you think Reliance has got some code of ethics? Infosys has got code of ethics? Like that, every business house, do you think that there is some code of ethics? Yes. So if you are working in Infosys, will you follow the code of ethics given by Tatas or Infosys? Infosys, and take decisions accordingly and act accordingly, isn't it? So my dear friends, please understand here, that's what they're saying. A business code of ethics is a body of policies which is based on laws and values, not just laws but also values that a company wants all employees to adhere to. So those policies, those guidelines are, remember, are made on the basis of law as well as value system. They can't ignore law. If they ignore law, they will be punished. And same way, they cannot have no values. If you don't have values in life, it is as good as you're no one. You should have your value system. So organization, business also should have. So their ethical guidelines are made on the basis of these two. Okay. So this is the clue which you have to remember, because this can be a question again in MCQs. Right. So set of their value based principles, policies. What are those? Number one, promoting green business practices. Employees should always promote green business practices. So what sort of green business practices? Some example if I have to give you, then limiting paper consumption, recycling, waste disposal, okay, reducing its carbon footprint, following even environmental standards for safety of people, pet and environment. That way they have to promote green business practices. So what can be the clue here? G. We can pick the word or letter G here, that will help you recall. G, green business practice. Okay. Next, second one, obeying the law, and obeying the law in letter and spirit. Follow the law in letter and spirit. What do you mean by following the law in letter and spirit? As I've told you, follow the law in such a way that the objective for which it is made is fulfilled. Okay, so obey the law, and that will help build the company's brand. If they don't follow the law, that will affect the company's brand in a negative way, isn't it? Come on guys. So here what can we take? Law. Okay, here we'll take L, letter L, GL, right? Then caring and consideration policies. Caring and consideration policies. Guys, remember, we are talking about caring and consideration policies. Means what? You should always be caring the environment. You should always be caring all the stakeholders which are there, isn't it? You, the employees of the company, cannot ignore society, cannot ignore customer. You have to care. You have to consider the policies which are made. You have to see to it that the policy helps every stakeholder. So on this, again, the organization has to train their employees that, boss, this is how you will care our customer. Like ICICI Bank says, Khayal Aapka. If you have heard of, in Hindi, they have their tagline, Khayal Aapka. That means we care for you. We think of you. You are there in our thoughts. Okay, this is important. So caring and consideration policies. So I'll say policies P. No, not P. Maybe we'll forget with P. So maybe we'll say caring, right? Caring and considerate. So G, green business practices. L is law, and then C is care, right? Consideration. Then comes confidentiality and privacy policies. I'll pick here P. Okay, I'll pick here P. Privacy policies. That means there should be confidentiality. What is that confidentiality? Company's secret should be not leaked out, isn't it? Unless and until by law it is required to be shared. Same way, some other information like customers' information should not be leaked out. They have to follow this confidentiality and privacy policies. See, you also are sharing your information, lot of information with us, and we leak it out. Will it be right? No. You're sharing a lot of information with CMA Institute and others where you go, and they leak out your information. Will that be right? No. So that is where we are saying this practice also, or this policy also has to be adhered to. Then professional appearance policy. Professional appearance. That means you should make you should have a proper dress code. You should be following some uniform. In many organizations you might be knowing there is uniform system. Why is that needed? Because appearance also matters. So when you are in an organization, you should appear in such a way that there is acceptability. See, again, if I have to tell you one thing, what is ethical? If you ask me this question, what is ethical? I'll say the one which is acceptable to all. Suppose I am doing something and she doesn't accept, he doesn't accept, that means it is not ethical then. I have to think of one more thing. No doubt it is internal, it is my character, fine. But then some decision which I take and it is not accepted by others, do you think then I am ethical? No. So if I am wearing some dress, let's say because now summer time, Chennai, you know how the climate is, I'd say I'll wear maybe a ganji, maybe banyan and shorts and come here and teach. Will that be accepted? No, I am comfortable there, I can give my best if I wear that. Still you'll say, no sir, sorry, not allowed. You should wear appropriately, dress appropriately is what you will suggest or not. Same way it applies to all the employees in the organization. So dress code becomes important. So appearance A. Okay, so what do we have now? Come on, fast. We have got G, L, C, P, A. Correct? So PA, personal assistant. Maybe like that we'll probably remember. GLC, not BLC, it is GLC. Okay, GLC PA. Or if you get some, no, sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, we can make it clap G. Clap G. In Hindi we say no, G. Right? Respectfully. So clap G. What is C? Come on, fast. Caring and consideration policies. Then next, L is what? L is law. Follow the law. Obey the law in letter and spirit. A, appearance. Right? Appearance. What is this appearance point? Professional appearance policies. Then P, privacy, confidentiality. Don't disclose the information. Then G, come on, green practices has to be followed. So these are the five ethical principles which should be there in the code of conduct, or for which business should make some code for its employees. So I guess you can remember and you can also write. See, and one more thing in this Suppose there is a uniform, but people have to see to that that is not dirty, that is clean and pressed, wrinkle free. That is also important. And not just this, but also we expect right footwear has to be used again. Okay, those type of things also matters. Suppose the person is wearing uniform, but he's keeping his button open, okay, and wearing 10 what do you say, rings and some chain, gold chain and all, mota chain, okay, big chains and all. That's also not right. So those things also obviously has to be understood. If at all casuals are allowed, then those should be business casuals, which should be allowed on Fridays or weekends, something like that. That has to be taken care. Understand? So all these 5 ethical guidelines should be there for the employees. Let me quickly take you through the question here. Let's understand what questions they have asked. Right, their first one. The ethical operation of a company is directly related to dash, both short term and long term. Profitability, goals, long term, short term means what? Goals, profitability, isn't it? So ethical guidelines which we are talking about, which the business employees should follow in business, is for what purpose? Meeting short term goals and long term goals, getting profits, because business means profits, not just in short term but also in long term. Good. Remember this, short term, long term, that means profitability, goals will come. Okay. Second thing, business ethics must safeguard different rights of dash. Okay, business ethics must safeguard different rights of dash. Different rights of whom? Sir, all the stakeholders, mainly consumers, customers. Okay, all the stakeholders' rights they have to protect, no, but mainly whom? Consumer, because consumer is the king. Consumer is like your sun in the solar system. Everything revolves around what? Consumer only, no? Yes or no? Now the management, the administration team which is working here in this academy is working for whom? Students, you guys. The teacher who's standing here, sitting here is working for whom? You guys. Yes or no? That means you, the consumer, and your parents are working for whom? You, the consumer ultimately. Please understand. So same way here when it comes to this particular question where we are saying business ethics must safeguard different rights of whom? Consumers. If they don't give you an option consumers but they give you stakeholders, then we'll say all the stakeholders, not just shareholders. Right? Third one, dash is the principles and standards that determine acceptable conduct in business organizations. Very interesting point and you should answer this. I will not give the answer. Dash is the principles and standards that determine acceptable conduct in business organizations. Come on, standard, principles, what is it? Business ethics. Okay, those are business ethics, those ethical principles in business are what? Principles and standards to determine acceptable conduct. Acceptable conduct in what? Acceptable conduct in business organization. That's where I said acceptability. See, the word ethics is synonymous to acceptability. If it is not acceptable, then it is not ethical. Correct? One person doesn't accept, that's okay. One section doesn't accept, it's okay. Everyone is not accepting. Can you call it as ethical then? No. Correct? Living together. Okay, one girl and boy live together without marriage. Live in relationship as we call it as. Do you think it is accepted in India? You'll say, yes sir, few people have started accepting because of the open-mindedness and foreign countries culture and all there. But few only, no. Majority, no. So will it be called as ethical? No. So please understand that there has to be acceptability. Okay. So I repeat again, rather you can write this also. Business ethics is the, write this statement somewhere. Business ethics is the principles and standards that determine acceptable conduct, in business organizations. Business ethics is the principles and standards that determine what? Acceptable conduct. Where? In business organizations. That is where we are saying business ethics. Okay, in business organizations. I hope online live students are also able to follow me. Rumana, Brinda, Mufid, Sumitra, Vishal. Any concern, please do let me know, guys. Don't hesitate in sharing your concern. Yeah, thanks for the response, Vishal and Rumana. Right, next. A proper foundation of ethics, next question. A proper foundation of ethics requires a standard to which all goals and actions can be compared to. Come on, your goals and actions. Standard of what? Values. We discussed this earlier also. You're talking about goals and action, that should be in your value system, we said no. Come on guys, if you want to organize your goals and actions, ethics are required, and that should be in what? Your value system, we were saying. So this same question again asked in a different way. Then, which of the following reason is applicable for unethical business practices? Which of the following reason is applicable for unethical business practices? Okay, why unethical business practices takes place? What is the reason? So options are workplace surveillance. You know workplace surveillance, that is the CCTV. Second, profit making by some of the big companies. Third, success of the company. Fourth, administrative corruption. Obviously the answer is administrative corruption. That is the reason for unethical practices. If there is corruption, then don't you think there will be unethical practices, because there is an opportunity available. Next, the following are the disadvantages of business ethics. Following are the disadvantages of business ethics, not advantage, we are talking about disadvantage. So options are diversity in achievements. Okay, through increasing morale and trust, business can increase their market share. Publicity due to well and ethical performance. Acceptance of products of the company by the public. If you are following business ethics, do you think there will be acceptability for your products? Yes sir, that is the advantage, that's not disadvantage. Will you get publicity? Yes sir, so that's an advantage, not disadvantage. So these two are the clearly advantages. Now the other two which we talked about, through increasing morale, you understand morale, right? And trust, business can increase their market value. Yes, if you follow business ethics, morale will go up, right? Loyalty will go up, trust will go up, so business will obviously have more market share, more market value, isn't it? So this is also an advantage, this is not a disadvantage. So fourth one, diversity in achievements. Diversity in achievements. Are you getting it? Diversity in achievement, that means you have achieved something, he has achieved something, she has achieved something, and it's not uniform, it's not same. Is this going to be possible? Maybe sir, because as we said that if there is no set of ethical principles or code of ethics, then everyone according to their culture, their background, their religion, their education will come up with their own, suggestions, ideas, actions, no. So there may be diversity in achievement. See, I know this also is not the 100% correct answer, but out of the four, this seems to be the possible answer. You understand? Sometimes we have to select like this, we have to go by elimination rule. You understand elimination rule? No, not by selection, but elimination. The other three to were pakka advantage, we can't say that is disadvantage. Maybe this is possible, that too assuming there is no code. If there is no code, then this answer will be right. Okay. Next one. Theory question. Business ethics is the study of business situations, business activities and decisions where issues of right and wrong are addressed. Yes, obviously. Correct. So they are asking to elaborate. Ethics is desirable, and you have to, they are asking about those, what do you say, ethical practices. What did we say? Clap G. Clap G. What are those clap G? Come on. You remember clap G, but you don't remember inside one, it's not going to help. G, green practices. Okay. C, caring and consideration policies. A, appearance, right? So professional appearance you expect. Then P, privacy, confidentiality, no disclosure unless required. So clap G, you'll remember. And inside also you can write Values and attitudes of professional accountants. We guys are what? Professional accountants only, no? Sir, we have not become, but you are aspiring. So obviously you will also become someday, very soon. Not someday, actually one day, which is going to be very soon. Am I right? There has to be a lot of noise when I say these type of things, huh? Good. So values and attitudes of professional accountants. If I talk about cost accountants and management accountants, tell me what is the role of cost accountant, what is the job of a cost accountant? Sir, cost control, cost cutting, cost measurement, cost accounting. Yes or no? So when I am talking about a cost accountant, he does accounting of the cost, he helps in fixing the cost, he helps in cutting the cost, reducing the cost, controlling the cost. Am I right or wrong? Same way when I talk about management accountant, what is the role of management accountant? Helping the management in taking decisions. So he has to supply, the management accountant has to supply those inputs or information, that sort of information which will help the top management in taking decisions. That too, effective decisions, proper decisions. You understand the role of these two? So now, do you think these accountants, whether cost accountant you talk about, management accountant you talk about, they should always be driven by the value system of the organization? Come on guys, just because they have to reduce the cost, just because they have to control the cost, does it mean that they should ignore the value system? If our values are, see, we run a business and our values are, we have framed the values that quality is what is supreme for us. We are quality obsessed. We will manufacture, we will sell only quality product to our customer. That is our value system. So don't you think that cost accountant who is doing cost control or who is reducing the cost should not forget this aspect? Just because reducing cost is the objective, does it mean that he can ignore the quality, he can sacrifice with the quality, compromise with the quality? No. So value plays a role, no? Same way management accountant, don't you think should be providing all the relevant information, should be providing the timely information, relevant information, that too at proper time, so that the top management can take proper decisions or not? Yes. So that proper information and all, when we talk about, does it mean that they can forget the values? And what sort of attitude they should have? Whether you talk about cost and management accountant, or for that matter a chartered accountant, company secretary, anyone, any professional person, not just professional accountant, I'm saying any professional, don't you think that attitude should be right? The approach should be right? Yes or no? Why do you think you have decided to become a CMA or a chartered accountant? Reason being, one of the reason being what? You have seen the attitude, you have seen the approach, you find that they are professional, they are organized, they are structured, don't you think so? They have integrity principle that has inspired you somewhere? Yes or no guys? So it's about that. Please understand the topic what we are talking about, okay? So whether it is cost accounting, whether it is taxation, whether it is financial reporting, whether it is auditing, whatever you talk about, okay, those accountants, those professional accountants need to always contribute to the overall stability and progress of society. Okay, what? Contribute to the overall stability and progress of society. So if I am a person, I am a professional, not person, I am a professional, okay, cost and management accountant, chartered accountant, and I am giving some taxation service, or I am giving some financial reporting service, or I am maybe doing some cost accounting. How should I contribute, or what should I contribute? They say contribute to the overall stability and progress of not just business but the society as a whole, because if there is no society, business also cannot exist. The business exists in the society. So I as a professional has to always understand, irrespective of the work which I am doing. This is the first thing. Okay. Second thing, a competent professional accountant is always an invaluable asset to the company. Obviously, no. A professional is always invaluable. That means what? Priceless asset for the company, because he is a professional. He has studied so hard. He has got to know these type of things which has to be kept in mind and all. So obviously he will be pragmatic. Okay, why we are saying, now we are justifying the statement invaluable asset. Why? Pragmatic. Pragmatic means what? Practical in his approach, and also objective in his approach to solve problems, to resolve issues. Okay, you understood the second point? First one, what did I say? Irrespective of the work which he is doing, whether it is cost accounting, financial reporting, taxation, auditing, always contribute to the overall stability and progress of society. Second thing, what am I saying? A competent professional accountant is an invaluable asset to the company since he is following pragmatic and objective approach to resolve the issues, to fix the issues. Okay, next, what does the cost management do? As we said already, he does the cost planning, cost control, cost fixation, cost accounting, all that. It's not just cost reduction alone, right? He's not just bothered about, or he should not be bothered about only cost reduction. And when we say he is playing this role, obviously he is playing this role in the value system, in the ecosystem which is created by that particular business organization. He has to be driven always by the value system of the organization. Am I right? Then when it comes to the role of management accountant, okay, the role of management accountant, he will be providing information, relevant information to the management to take proper decisions. Okay, now these roles they have given in 3 ways. Okay, so we have to remember these 3. First one, problem solving. That is what we talked about, that this management accountant should provide useful information, okay, in evaluating the alternatives and solving the problem. Whom will he give the information? Management, top management. Okay, so he will provide useful information so that problems can be fixed, problems can be solved or resolved. First thing, first role, management accountant. Second, score keeping. What is the score keeping? You might have done standard costing. What do you do in standard costing? Set the standards, then measure the actuals, compare those actuals with standards, find the deviation, find the variance, analyze the deviation or variance, the causes for that variation, and take corrective actions or measures. Score keeping. So that's what is score keeping about. See, assessing whether the results expected from the various actions are realized or not. That means you compare with your standard and try to find whether those standards have been realized or not. So the top management will take whose help for this? Management accountant. So the role of management accounting is also in score keeping. Scoring, cricket, or you take badminton. Score has to be counted, no? So score keeping, who will do that score keeping, whether our standards are getting met or not, standards are getting fulfilled or not, achieved or not? The management accountant. So don't forget this word score keeping, huh? And remember scoring. So here scoring meaning, keeping a track of score. So score of what? Actions, your activities, okay, and seeing whether it is achieving the standard or not. Third one, attention directing. That means if, let us say, the management is getting into futile things, you understand, futile, irrelevant things, pointless things, they are getting distracted, they are doing something else than actually what is to be done. So whose job it is to bring the top management to come and be focused and do what is supposed to be done? Management accountant. So attention directing. So if, let's say, the top management has lost their direction, so who should draw their attention to those directions and the goal? The management accountant. See, show opportunities of focusing attention of managers to improve things. So these are the 3 main roles of whom? Management accountant. Tell me, what are those 3 roles? Problem solving, score keeping, and attention directing. Okay, what will you write in problem solving? Provide the information and relevant, provide useful and relevant information for decision making, for solving the problems. Score keeping, what will you write? Come on, assessing the results and comparing with the standards to know to what extent it has been achieved or maybe not achieved. Attention directing, as we said, show opportunities or divert their focus or bring their focus, draw the attention of the managers on what? On what? The things which are required to be done or improved, okay, so that they can achieve their ultimate goal. Clear? Next, now let's talk about value chain. What are we discussing now in business ethics? Professional accountants, values and attitudes. So now we are talking about value chain. I hope you know what is value chain. You know what is value chain? Okay. Chain of activities, okay, chain of activities in which you can add value, where you can improve value chain. Meaning, suppose I take an example, best thing is take an example. Let's say supplier supplied input to a manufacturer manufacturer manufactured goods with that and then supplied to the distributor supplied it to the retailer sold it to the consumer. There's some activity from supplier to manufacturer to distributor to retailer to customer or consumer. Yes or no? So there is a chain of activities, and do you think there is a chance to bring in improvement in these activities? Yes, you can add value there. That becomes nothing but value chain. You always need to think of adding value in this chain. Chain of what? Activities, not chain of bicycle. Please understand, or not just this gold chain which you are wearing or whatever chain. Okay, please understand, chain of activities, you have to add value. Who are you? A management accountant, a professional accountant, a cost accountant. So it's your job to keep adding value in the chain of activities. So see, management accountants provide decision support for managers in each activity of the value chain. Why should they provide decision support? Only when they provide that decision support, only when they provide the information where they can improve or how they can improve, then the top management, that is the managers, can take proper decisions and add value. Understood? So value chain is a visualization of complete business. Now you visualize, no? Supplier to manufacturer to distributor. Are you able to understand? So you're visualization of complete business as a sequence of activities in which usefulness, that is value, can be added to the products or services. And for that you need professional accountants' help. Okay. So now this is important. This can be a question again. Take into consideration the new themes and challenges that managers face directly or currently. These are challenges and these are the new themes which they need to keep in mind to add value. What are those new things or the challenges they need to keep in mind? Customer focus. First thing, if you want to add value, can you forget customer? Now, when I am preparing for this subject, do you think teachers prepare for the subject before coming to the classes? Obviously, yes. And how do you decide a teacher is a good teacher or not a good teacher? When you wanted to ask some doubt and before that only teacher raised question and said, I know here you might have doubt, and he explained. So that means you'll say, Arey, I was thinking to ask this question and before that only he answered. Or maybe there is a place at which you want an example and before you ask for that example, the teacher gives the example. Don't you think then you'll say the teacher is good? Come on guys, answer. Hai na? So the teacher who prepares and while preparing keep in mind about the student. This is the place where student will get bored. This is the place where student might ask for example. This is the place where student might get doubt. This is the place where student might expect repetition. When he is preparing, he has to keep whom in mind? Student. Same way if I am a businessman, okay, I have to keep customer in mind. No, I should be customer obsessed. What does my customer want? What is the problem of my customer which is not getting resolved? How I can add value there which he can, because of which he can get satisfaction, because of which his experience will get more and more maximum, so that if my customer is happy, he is having that satisfaction, don't you think he will talk positive about me elsewhere and bring me more customer or not? Come on guys, answer. Yes. So first thing is customer focus. If you want to add value in the chain of activities, then first thing, customer focus. Customer focus. Come on, say this 3 times. Customer focus, customer focus, customer focus. Okay, so the challenge for managers is to invest sufficient resources to enhance customer satisfaction. Because you should know even where to invest resources, where not to. Where to invest how much so that customer gets satisfied. You are getting unnecessary features in your product which customer doesn't appreciate. What's the use of it? Unnecessary features are there. You don't like it. Now, if you are aware, Samsung is working on a type of mobile which is useful for elders, old age people. Because do you think old age people use all the features of this particular mobile smart devices which we are using, you, me? No. So they understand that, and that's why they're making a simple one for them. What is it? Value chain. Value they are adding? No. They understand this is a separate customer which needs this. That's what is expected. So you should know how much to invest, where the customer satisfaction gets maximized. Clear? The resources should be channelized and used appropriately. Customer focus, because that will only enhance your profitability, and not just enhance but maintain as well. And remember one thing, guys, these type of words, now you will just write profitability, but if other friend of yours is writing enhance profitability, maintain profitability, he will get more marks, no? Build image, maintain image, instead of just writing image. Are you getting my point? So when you want to get more marks, you should pay attention to these type of words also. Okay, see, enhanced and then maintained, not just profitability. Second one, key success factors, KSFs, key success factor. What is that particular factor which is giving success? Like we say, for a particular lock, how many keys will be there to open? 10 keys will be there. No, sir. 1 or 2 keys, 3 keys. Chinese locks, these days 3 keys we are saying. Otherwise 1 or 2 used to get. Okay, now 3, 4 also. But again 3 or 4, no, not 30, 40. Same way, what is going to contribute to the success of the organization or the business? Some factor, right? Some factor which will give you success. But what is that some factor? What is those key factors? You need to identify them. That need not necessarily be the financial factors. That can be non-financial factors also, like cost, quality, time, innovation. Cost, quality, time, innovation. Come on, repeat. Cost, quality, time, innovation. Why do people buy Apple products? What is the KSF? Sir, innovation. They keep coming with the new features, new things, isn't it? So cost, quality, time and innovation are the KSFs. Okay, so you have to identify, as a professional accountant, you have to identify and help the management, top management, KSFs. Third one, come on, continuous improvement, Kaizen, right? This is a Japanese word probably you're aware of, which means what? Continuous improvement. So keep on thinking of continuously improving, then it is possible. So value chain, it is important that you take care of this. And fourth one, value chain and supply chain analysis. Meaning when you talk about supply chain, I hope you understand, like we discussed, supplier to manufacturing point, manufacturing to the distributor to the retailer, the supply chain. Ultimately, it should reach the customer at the right place, right time, right cost, right quantity, isn't it? So that again you need to take care. If you take care of it, value chain will be possible. Understand? Who's the guy behind this value chain concept? Michael Porter. I hope you know, he's the professor from Harvard University. So Professor Michael Porter has come up with this. So this is asked in the examination also couple of times. So remember, customer focus, come on, customer focus, key success factors. In those key success factors, what do we are talking about? Only financial factors? No, non-financial also, right? Cost, quality, time, innovation. Then third, continuous improvement. Fourth, value chain and supply chain analysis. Okay. Next, professional ethics. Meaning, now we are talking about professional accountants. We are talking about cost and management accountants. So obviously, we expect them to be ethical, right? We expect them to be ethical. And you know, there will be some dilemma, there will be some issues, because this will also be right, that will also be right. So which one to choose among these two which are right? So that is where the competence, confidentiality, integrity and objectivity shall be helping them. Come on, fast. What will help them? See boss, you will become a cost accountant. Later on you will face some ethical dilemmas, ethical issues. So what will help you to come out of those dilemmas or issues? Competence. If you are competent, you will be out of that dilemma. If you are not competent, you will not be. Second, confidentiality. You should not be sharing with everyone everything. That will also help you to avoid issues. Unnecessarily you keep sharing, it's not going to help. Third, integrity. Integrity meaning, come on, not making undue gains and profits, no, for yourself, your family, friends and all, we don't know, right? Integrity. And then fourth, objectivity. Stick to the objective. If you have these four, competence, objectivity, integrity, confidentiality. Okay, COI, not certificate of incorporation. COI. Come on, competence, confidentiality, objectivity, integrity. These 4 principles will help you come out of the dilemma. Please write that, huh? You remember, it will be a question. Now, the question comes, sir, CA Institute, CMA Institute, do they have some mission statement? Have they come up with some ethical code or conduct? Yes. So here you will see the mission statement of Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Mission statement of whom? Cost Accountants of India. They are saying the mission is that they want to ethically drive enterprises, ethically drive. CMAs will be helping enterprises, businesses. So they want to drive enterprises globally by creating value to stakeholders. So the idea is not just to help the Indian businesses, the idea is to help businesses globally, and that too by creating value to the stakeholders. How? So they say through competencies drawn from the integration of strategy, management and accounting. Okay, wonderful mission statement, no? You are doing CMA, but do you know that this is what is the mission of CMA Institute? So it's wrong, no? We should know. So if possible, try to by heart this. Okay, same way vision statement, because when you read strategic management, you know there's something called as vision, mission, objective. So you should know vision and mission statements of your CMA Institute. At least mission you're getting to know here. Come on, come again. Ethically drive, not just drive, but ethically drive the enterprises, that too not just locally, nationally, but globally, by creating value to not just shareholders, but stakeholders through competencies. Competencies drawn from integration of what? Only accounting, only management? No, strategies as well. So, strategy, management and accounting. Come on, fast, quickly, once again. Ethically drive enterprises globally by creating value to stakeholders through competencies by integration of management, strategy and accounting. That is the mission statement of your Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Again, this is an MCQ question asked in the past examination. Okay. Now let's talk about the the CMA Institute has given the ethical conduct for practitioners. So what is that ethical conduct they are talking about? So if you start practicing as a cost and management accountant, okay, then you should take care of this. And before I talk about it, someone help madam by giving the remote of AC so that some AC can be switched off. I guess you are uncomfortable. So don't shiver like this. I have told you whatever is required to make yourself comfortable, please help yourself, or you can ask your friends to help you. Right? Maybe instead of switching off that, I guess you can switch off those two. No? Okay. I don't know, ma'am. You are more regular than me to this place. Isn't it? Am I right? You are more regular than me, I am saying, to this particular place. Correct? No? So you know it better than me. Yeah, that at least helped. This also I think will be the same remote because same brand, same company, same model. You have to slightly hold it, not just press and leave it. Slightly press longer, then you will be able to switch it off. Okay, madam? Right? Otherwise, someone else can help. No, it's okay? Right. So CMA Institute has come up with some ethical conduct for practitioners. So when you become a cost accountant, okay, CMA, obviously if you practice, then these are the ethical conduct which you need to have. So what are they talking about? First thing, you should always maintain independence in your thoughts and action. You understand independence, no? Come on, you should be independent from the client, from the customer. That means you should not be interested. So simple point, boss. If you have purchased shares of a company and you are providing service to that particular company, and if that company does something wrong and cover it, what will you do? You will cover it up further because you have your interest there, no? And that is what is needed to be avoided. Be independent in your thoughts and actions. Don't let that particular client dictate things on you. You have to act independent. Guys, please understand what we are saying. This is the first rule or first code which your CMA institute says. Okay, maintain at all times, not just once, at all times independence should be maintained in your thoughts as well as action. Second one, express an opinion on those cost statements, financial statements, without first assessing the relationship. That means, again, if you understand, they are asking you to maintain the independence, objectivity and unbiased. So don't try to know the relationship. First I will try to know the relationship which I have with the client or maybe the associates and then decide. No, that would mean what? You will not be independent. Are you getting my point? If some student comes and I try to know first the background of the student, okay, oh, he or she is from which particular place, is he my relative or not, and all those things, and then give service, will that be right? No. So irrespective of that, I should be giving my service. Same way here, the professional also should keep in mind that without first assessing his or her relationship with the client, should think of expressing opinion, and that too in an independent, objective and unbiased manner. That is rule number 2, okay, code number 2. Third, disclose all the material facts. While expressing opinion, disclose all the material facts. So if expressing opinion, that opinion should be supported by all material facts. Fourth one, come on, fourth one, confidentiality. Has to maintain confidentiality, except when in law it is required, some legal proceedings it is required to disclose some information, and that to the extent necessary only they should disclose the information. I hope you are writing the keywords. First one, what did I say? Come on, independence at all times, that to thought and action. Second, without knowing the relationship, come on, express an opinion in an independent, objective and unbiased manner. Third one, come on, while expressing opinion, disclose all the material facts. Fourth one, confidentiality. Exception is only when in legal proceedings, in some legal proceedings required to disclose some information, then to the extent necessary it should be disclosed. Okay, then next one, come on, inform any business connections or interest. That means if at all he is interested, he knows I have bought the shares of this company and I have been appointed, disclose that particular fact. Okay, so be transparent there. Next one, come on. Hold, receive, bargain or acquire any fee, remuneration or benefit without such employers or clients' knowledge and consent. So not in the course of excising. That means if he is excising his duties and all, do you think he should get some remuneration, fees and all without the consent or the knowledge of the client? No. Whatever he does, whatever money he gets, whatever benefits he gets, do you think client should be aware of that? Client should be having knowledge of that or not? Yes. If client is not aware, client has not given the consent and you are taking that money, that is like stealing. So please understand, it has to be within the knowledge of the client. Okay. Then next one, take all reasonable steps to establish a clear understanding of the scope and objectives. Whatever is required to know the scope and objective of the work, he should try to do that. He should know the scope of the work, he should know the objective of the work which he is supposed to do. He should have courtesies and he should always act in good faith. Correct? He should have courtesies. You are a professional, you don't use courtesy, excuse me, sorry, may I ask for this and all. That's not right. You should look like a professional. So that's where they say courtesy and good faith. Do not accept engagements to review the work of another member unless you take the consent or you inform that other member. You understand peer reviews? Peer review, understand? You are a CMA. You are reviewing the work of another CMA. That is called as peer review. So now when you do this, inform that other guy you're doing it and this is the reason why you're doing it. Nothing wrong in it. Let's say the other person was doing some work and now that work has been assigned to you. Don't directly take it. Consult this other CMA. That's required. Okay. So if work has been terminated, this CMA has been terminated from giving the services and you have been appointed, see to it that you discuss with that guy first. Okay. Should not attempt or gain an advantage by paying or accepting a commission. That means don't bribe people to get some work. This is not right. You are a professional. If you give bribe to get some work, that will be wrong. Do not act maliciously. You understand maliciously? Do not act with a bad intention anytime. That will affect not just you, but the professional institute as a whole. People will not say Vinod has done this. People will say CMA has done this. CMA community is like this, isn't it? Doctor has done this. They will not say this particular doctor has done this. So whole community of doctor will get affected. Same way here. whole community of CMA might get affected. Then at all times maintain the standards of competence. Okay, all times be competent. And then next one, undertake only such work and only such work which you are confident of doing or performing. If you are not confident of doing something, don't take that work. If you think you can perform, that is your area, then only take it, because you cannot experiment with things and you cannot spoil the work. Practically it's a different thing that we take up work even which we don't know, because there is always a first time we say. And how will we get experience if we keep on ignoring, right, saying that no, I don't have relevant knowledge and experience, right? But at least you should have that confidence. Maybe I'm doing it for the first time, but I'll be able to do it. Suppose you know you'll not be able to do it, you'll spoil the work and still you're taking it up. That's not right. And for that reason, we also take the help of other professionals. Other professionals, maybe CMAs or maybe other professionals like lawyers, CAs also. Their help also we take. Did you follow? Who's saying all this? Me. CMA Institute is saying, as a professional, as a CMA professional, you should follow these particular ethical conduct. Okay, as a practitioner. Come on, fast. Come on, fast, once more. Independence in thought and action. Second, express an opinion without first assessing the relationship between himself and client. Third, disclose all the material facts while expressing opinion. Fourth or fifth, next, maintain confidentiality. Exception can be legal proceeding to the extent required. Next, inform any business connection or interest. Next one, take up work or do anything only with the consent of the or knowledge of the client. Next, come on, take all reasonable steps for what? To clearly understand the goals and objectives, or the scope, not goals, sorry, scope and objectives. Try to understand that. What is the scope of my work and the objective? Next, courtesies and good faith. Next one, don't accept the work which is carried out by other member or peer review unless and until you discuss with him or her. Next one, don't accept any commission and all, or don't offer any commission and all and get some work. Next, don't act maliciously. Next, maintain standards of competence at all times. Undertake only such work where you are competent to perform. Okay? Follow this. Don't worry, I'll give you a break. I wanted to complete this part and then. So where are we? First one, dash. Arise where professional have to decide between compliance with principles and actions which are beneficial to business organization at large. Okay. See, I'll just give you a small example here. Let us say there is a student who is creating disturbance. Do you think I should take some action against him or her? You will say yes sir, because creating disturbance for the whole class, ask him to get out. Okay. But let us say that student is my daughter. Then do you think there will be some personal interest? Because my daughter, right, has to get the best of the services, and I believe I cannot give it later because I don't have time. So now sitting in the class creating nuisance, still I might not throw her out. Is there a possibility like this? Yes. That means there is an obligation of a teacher and there is an obligation of a parent. There is an interest as that of a teacher and there is an interest as that of a parent, and both the interests are not matching, and that is where there is a conflict. So in that conflicting scenario, what do you suggest? You understood my point? There can be conflict of interest or not. When there is a professional interest and personal interest and both are not matching, both are matching, then there is no problem. Both are not matching, that is what is called as conflict of interest. You need to resolve those conflict of interest or not. And who helps you resolve that conflict of interest? Ethics. Code of ethics. Yes or no? Now listen to my question, or listen to the question carefully. A dash. Arise where the professional have to decide between what? Compliance with principles and actions which are beneficial to the business organization at large. So business wants something and law wants something, and both are not matching. So what will arise? Conflict of interest. Very good. Conflict of interest. Both matches, no problem. Both doesn't match, then there is a problem of conflict of interest. Understood, no? Like other professionals, accountants also face ethical dash issues, dilemmas. Every professional will face, every human being will face rather, ethical dilemmas. And who can help you come out of that? Sir, these type of ethical code, like CMA Institute has come up with their ethical code, and whichever organization we will work, there will be ethical code. They will also draw some guidelines, no? So do you think that will help us come out of that particular ethical dilemma? Yes, no, right? And those ethical code, those ethical principles should be in some value system. You can't forget your value system and draw some ethical code, isn't it? Good. Now some MCQs. To resolve the ethical conflict, following should not be considered. Should not be considered. Relevant facts. No sir, relevant facts should be considered if you want to remove the conflict. Alternative course of action. Sir, that we should know what are the course of action, and then you should choose the best one. That is how we'll resolve the issue, or we can remove the conflict. Third, arm's length. Fourth, ethical issues involved. If you ignore the ethical issue involved, then how will you remove the conflict? So obviously this is also not the answer. So answer is arm's length. Meaning, you understand arm's length? Considering all the facts. Correct or not? So if you don't want to consider something, then what is that you should not be considering? Everything. Consider relevant thing, then you will come out of the conflict faster, no? Correct or not? Now suppose some student comes. Do you think I can identify whether that student belongs to this class or not? Do you think I can identify? Yes, I can. Just wait for 2 days, I will identify. How come? Because I am focusing on the students who are outside, or I am focusing on you guys who are there in the class? I am focusing on those who are there in the class. That's easy. If I look at you, if I observe you, I can identify who doesn't belong to this particular class easily. But if I start staring at students outside who are thousands in number, it will become a mess. So if I have to resolve the conflict, should I consider all the facts or consider relevant facts? Relevant. So answer is arm's length, because it is about all, everything. Everything we have to ignore. Focus on the issue. Clear? If issue is A, try to resolve the thing A and considering the factors behind A. Second one, value chain as a strategic framework of analysis is promoted by, or was promoted by. Value chain promoted by whom? Michael Porter. So Peter F. Drucker, they have given options, and answer is Michael Porter. Third one, when a professional promotes a position or opinion to such extent that some objectivity may have to be compromised, this threat is. Okay, when a professional promotes a position or opinion to such an extent that some objectivity have to be compromised, this threat is. Actually, we have not discussed those threats because it's not there here, no? Did we discuss about those threats? Come on guys. No, that will come later. Okay, you will find threats here. Okay, we'll discuss that. Self-advocacy threats, if you have heard of by any chance. Yeah. So wait for this particular question. But anyways, you understand advocacy? Advising, forming your opinion or giving your opinion, expressing your opinion. So when I say threat, what do you mean by threat? Sir, there is vulnerability, isn't it? So that is a threat. If you are vulnerable, that means there is a possibility of someone attacking you. There is a risk that someone can attack you. That means you are vulnerable, no? So when we say there is a threat, what does it mean? That you are vulnerable basically. There is a chance of something going wrong. So when we talk about advocacy threat, you are giving an opinion, and if that opinion is wrong, okay, opinion is wrong, then what will happen? That guy will not come back to you, no? So is there a possibility that to keep that particular person happy, you might advise, you might express an opinion which is not correct? Yes sir, we might do that. We might do that because we have a threat. We know if this doesn't go well, he will curse us. So let's go with him, whatever he says. That will be wrong, no, as a professional. So those type of threats we'll talk about. Self-interest threats. Okay, you have your interest that is why you are giving some opinion, so that's a threat. So we'll talk about that, so wait for it. Then which of the following threat, again this is relating to threat, so maybe we'll answer later. Then they are talking about what are the reasons for which unethical behavior might arise in an organization. This again is later. Actually, I don't know why they have given it here. Standards, threats. Okay. That today being the first day, obviously, and me being late in starting the session. So that is where the break time got slightly disturbed. Otherwise, you know, we would have given a break an hour before. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, please understand, as I have said, my endeavor is to revise the whole of the subject. Okay, so that is where I have to maintain some pace also. At the same time, I cannot write also everything, or rather you might be seeing that I will not write anything. I will be just talking about the subject, isn't it? Then also this question arises, sir, we're discussing the concept and then you're taking up some questions. Sir, can we ignore the questions and just revise the concept? Definitely not. Solving some questions or at least hearing some questions will give you an idea that whether you're able to answer or not. If you're able to answer the questions, you'll get confidence. If you're not able to, then you'll know at least you have to work on those areas. So it's important that we don't ignore questions. If we cannot take up all, at least a few need to be taken up. Okay, right. So with this, now let's start the next one. What is the next one here? Primary norms of business ethics, like what? Honesty, accountability, etc. The application in decisions regarding employers, finance and trading. That means basically now we are going to talk about different types of norms which are going to be applicable in business ethics or which are used in the business ethics. So in a way you will find that there is some sort of duplication also, there is some sort of repetition also. Earlier we were talking from employees perspective, now we will talk from the top management's perspective, we will talk from everyone else's perspective. You understand? We have talked about from employees perspective, then we have talked from the professionals perspective also, no, professional accountant, the last topic which we are discussing. Now from business point of view, from other stakeholders point of view. Okay, so they are saying here there are many kinds of business ethics. Yes, these may include what? Number one, personal responsibility. What? Personal responsibility. So whether you talk about an executive, whether you talk about an executive at an entry level, or whether you talk about the top level, okay, whatever you talk about, don't you think at personal level they should know their responsibility? And if everyone starts fulfilling their responsibility, if everyone starts completing their duty or obligation, it's all good. Are you getting it? If I do my job well, if other teacher does his job well, if you do your job well, right, if the administration team does their job well, don't you think everything will fall in place? So first ethics which we are saying in business which has to be followed is personal responsibility. Everyone has to understand that he has to fulfill his responsibility or duty or obligation. Clear? Second one. Achha, and one more thing. While performing those duties, if there is any fault, any mistake which happens, then should acknowledge that, should take up that responsibility of the mistake. Like we say, no, a good leader is always who gives credit to their team for the success and takes the blame on himself. If there is any sort of failure, he'll take the blame on himself. Best example, Thala, Dhoni, isn't it? Why he is a good leader? Because he always gives credit to his team whenever they win. He gives the trophy also to one of the youngster, and he'll try to be in sideline. So that's what we are expecting here. If in case anyone does any mistake and all, then he should always acknowledge his fault or his mistake. Personal responsibility. So responsibility is of two types. One is fulfill the duty. Second one, acknowledge your fault. Second one, corporate responsibility, meaning corporate responsibility means what? The responsibility of the business as a whole, of the company as a whole. You know that company, the business will enter into various types of contracts, and will make various types of promises. So do you think they should be fulfilling those properly? Yes, they should. Okay, so this is one. Honor their obligations. Okay, Which obligations? Contractual or legal, and also promises, Number 2, treat people with dignity and respect. Number 2, treat people with dignity and respect and do the business fairly. So if they do this, that means that's nothing but ethics. Business ethics we are discussing. Huh? So we are saying there are different types of business ethics. First, personal responsibility, right? Do what is expected out of you and acknowledge your fault. Second, corporate responsibility. So as a business as a whole, as a company, when you're talking about, then we are saying that you should honor the contractual or legal obligation and promises. Second thing, treat people with dignity and fairness and do the business fairly. Third, loyalty. That means what? Every employee of the organization should be always talking positive about the organization in public. And if any grudges, any issues, any problems, they should be talking in private. Don't try to talk negative of the organization in public. And when it comes to positives, in private. It should be ulta. It should be positives in public, negatives in private. This is the best way. So that is what is loyalty about. Okay, so there should be loyalty. Achha, only employee should be loyal? No. Customer also should be loyal to you. And how will the customer be loyal? Only if you treat them fairly. If you give them that satisfaction which is required, isn't it? So loyalty we expect from both employees as well as customer. Both are needed. Respect. Obviously, you have to respect clients, customers, suppliers, employees, all of them you have to respect. And only when you respect, then you will count, or you will take into account their opinions. See, respect means not just respecting. Respect means basically accepting what they say, or if not accepting, at least considering what they say, giving them a chance to express their opinion. That is how you will say that you're respecting. Suppose I don't listen to you, I don't take your opinion. Do you feel that I'm respecting you? No. You'll be like, Arey, he does whatever he wants to, he never listens to us. So obviously, if I don't respect, then you will also not respect me. It's both the ways. So this is another thing which business has to keep in mind. Respect the stakeholders. Always take into account their opinions. Don't ignore them. Okay. Next one, trustworthiness. How will the trustworthiness come? Through honesty, transparency, reliability. Okay. If the business is honest and transparent and reliable, if people can rely, because whatever they say they do it, then obviously there will be a reliability. Yeah, we can rely on them because we know that they will do what they say. Correct or not? So if there is trustworthiness, then obviously there will be prosperity for the business. There will be success in any business. Next, fairness. What do you mean by fairness? No discrimination. You should be fair to all. So the business should be always fair to all the employees. They should have the same standards, and same way, not just to employees, but fairness should be to customers also. Even if a customer who's giving you an order of only 2000 rupees, you should respect that customer, because drops and drops makes ocean. Today the customer is only for 2000, but tomorrow he might come for 2 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 2 crores also. So respect every customer, every employee, treat them fairly. Same way, even the community and internal responsibility. Okay, community and internal, sorry, not internal, I'm sorry, lunch time, no? So, environmental responsibility, meaning the business should take care of the environment in which they carry out this business activity or the business, because as we said earlier also, the input come from environment, the society, and the manufacturing or the operations are carrying out in the environment, and then the disposal also will happen in the environment. So they can't ignore the environment. They have responsibility towards environment. So reduce wastage, promote a safe and healthy environment. These are some of the, business ethics. These are some of the business ethics which should be there. So can you just make something out of it? Yes sir. Personal responsibility. So P will matter here. Personal, more than responsibility, P will matter here. Then corporate responsibility, so C will matter here. PC, correct? Let's write, okay, so that we can make something out of this. PC. Then loyalty, respect, trust, LRT. Okay. Then what do we have? Fairness and environment, I'll say directly, community and environment, so FE. So FE, foreign exchange, PC Priyanka Chopra. So Priyanka Chopra, you know, is staying in US now after marriage. You know Priyanka Chopra, right? Sir, better than you, sir. Okay. So LRT, long relation, right? She's having a long relation with us now. This is the technique which we have used, LRT. So PC, LRT, FE. Some foreign exchange, some long relation technique, right? Some PC, Priyanka Chopra. Okay. What is this? In business, we are saying ethics. So many kinds of ethics are there which has to be followed. See, now I am talking to you, I am getting an international call. PC calling me. Okay. Anyways, jokes apart, but please come back to this. So now don't just remember PC and all. Now talk about P, personal responsibility. C, corporate responsibility. L, loyalty. R, respect, empathy. And respect means what? Empathy basically. So if you can want to replace, you may replace. T, trustworthiness. Next, F, fairness. And then comes E, that is environmental responsibility, community responsibility, social responsibility. That is nothing but FE. So I hope you'll remember these are some of the ethics which are there in any business, or these are the principles which should be followed by a business when they say they are following ethics. Clear? Yes, sir. So let's see some question here. Let's see whether it is making some sense. Achha, and I just forgot to mention that in case you have a laptop, tab, okay, or mobile you want to use again, but only for this purpose. Somewhere you have some soft copy and you want to use it, you're free to do that. Don't think you're sitting in a school, and as I've told you, don't be sitting in a stress. What all resources you have which will help you to get this subject better, please use. You're free to do that. Don't disturb others is what I will say. That's it. That you need to keep in mind. Okay? Yes, sir. So primary norms of business ethics we have talked about, and there's no question on it at all till now. Anyways, who knows, we might have a question now in this coming attempt. There's always a first time. Now let's talk about internal code of ethics. Internal code of ethics. Guys, internal, that means what? Something to do with within. So can we have some code of ethics for ourselves even though someone is not asking us? Yes. Okay, so there is a possibility, us meaning a business. Business might have a code of ethics even though no one is asking. Why? Obviously they have understood in the day-to-day operations, if they don't follow ethics, people will not trust them. So here is some example for you. Okay, CFA Institute, I hope you are aware, like we have CMA Institute, C Institute, same way CFA also has got a institute. So CFA Institute has got some code of ethics for their candidates. Like how CMA Institute gave their mission statement and code of ethics, CFA Institute also has given a few. So you never know, maybe they ask. So just in case they ask, I'll be fast here. So they say that they have to act with integrity, competence, diligence, respect. You understand diligence? Diligently, carefully. You can't behave careless. Whether you are a CMA, whether you are a CFA, you have to be always diligent in your approach, careful in your approach, not careless. Okay, with the public, with the clients, with prospective clients, employers, employees, colleagues. Yes, sir, it applies to even CMAs, not just CFAs. Place integrity of the investment profession and interest of client above their own personal interests. That means selflessness should be there, no? They cannot just think of their own personal interests. Third one, use reasonable care and exercise independent professional judgment when they are doing analysis, when they are giving recommendations, or when they are taking some actions or carrying on some activities. Okay, analysis, recommendations, actions or activities. See, don't draw a line fully. Okay, draw a line only for the keywords, circle only the keywords, highlight also the keywords. Sir, you have drawn like everywhere. So if you think I have drawn more, does it mean that you copy me? No, rather you should be doing better than me. So don't just copy because I have drawn everywhere, you draw everywhere. No, you can improvise. So please, as I've said now, just now, analysis, recommendations, actions, activities, in all this what should be done? There should be reasonable care and independent professional judgment exercised. Okay, then practice and encourage others to practice professionally and ethically. Don't just you behave ethical or professional, even make others who are around you to behave ethical and professional. That's your job. If I am a CA, I should see to that other CA friends also, or other CA brothers also should be ethical and professional, not just me. That's my job. Okay, you are a good human being, that's good. You also try to create people around you a good human being, that's required. Then promote the integrity and viability of the global capital markets for ultimate benefit of the society. That is CFA institutes, because they want to work for global funding and all, global fundraising and all. So that's why they are saying this. Okay, and then maintain and improve their professional competence, strive to maintain, improve their competence of other investment professionals also. So apart from CFAs, they should be helping other investment professionals as well, is what they're trying to say. So CFA Institute has given their guidelines or code of ethics for the CFAs. Can you just repeat with me once quickly? Come on, act with integrity, competence, diligence, respect. With whom? With everyone, like public, clients, prospective clients, employers, employees, colleagues, everyone. Next, should always keep their personal interest above? No. Should always keep the interest of the clients above, interest of the profession above. Above whom? Above the interest of themselves. Next, always use, come on, reasonable care and exercise independent professional judgment, while not just doing analysis, but also giving recommendations or taking some actions or carrying out professional activities. Next, come on, practice and encourage others also to practice professionalism and ethics, isn't it? Next one, always promote integrity and viability for what? Global capital markets, which will ultimately benefit the whole of the society. Global word is important here. Huh? And then maintain and improve their professional competence. Who? The other professionals also, the other investment professionals also. This is some example for you. Clear? Now, ethics in business dealings. Sir, business ethics also we discussed earlier. Again, some repetition. Yes, there is going to be some repetition. Here again, there was no question on internal code of ethics. Okay, who knows, this time they give you, because they have mentioned in the book CFA Institute's code of ethics, you talk about as a finance professional, investment professional, what are the code of ethics suggested by CFA Institute. If they say, at least you can write. Okay, chaliye, now let's talk about business ethics. So what is ethics? You know already, right? And what is business ethics also? You know, business ethics means application of ethics or ethical principles in business. And that is business ethics. But still, we'll read what is given here. It's an art. It's an art or science. Why is it an art? Is there any creativity to be used? Yes. When you're talking about ethics, there will be some creativity. And then when we say science, that means what? Is there any rational? Is there any logic? Is there any basis on which we have to take decisions? Yes. We always said ethics means in relation to context, in relation to the environment. It can't be illogical. Always speak truth. Sounds illogical to me. Arey boss, always speak truth, meaning in relation to the context. Correct or not? Now in self-defense, don't you think a person might have to kill some other person? Let's say a female is being harassed by some goons. Now don't you think that female in self-protection will try to hit those guys? Or will say no, ahimsa, paramo or non-violence, Gandhiji shall remember. Tell me guys. No, so please understand, when we talk about ethics, we talk about in relation to the context, isn't it? So there is some science behind it, no? So if they ask you a question, is ethics an art or science? You'll say yes, it's an art or science. They may give art only, science only, art or science in MCQs. So we should pick what? Art as well as science. For maintaining harmonious relationship. Harmony means what? No conflicts. That means acceptability. And so harmonious relationship with whom? Everyone, sir. Whether it is society or groups or institutions, anything you talk about, as well as reorganizing for right or wrong of business conduct. Reorganizing right and wrong of the business conduct, because as we said, something which is wrong in one situation might be right in other situation. So reorganizing has to be done as per the situation. So these are some elements which you can write, you can make a sentence. Come on, art or science, maintaining harmonious relationship with whom? Society, interest groups or institutions, as well as reorganizing right or wrong of the business conduct. This is what is business ethics, the formal definition given by your CMA institute. Now features, if you have understood the concept, features will come from that only, no? If you know the company form of business, you can define the features of that company, no? Correct or not? Anything, if you want to know the features, how do you know? You know the concept, you can share the features. So here, code of conduct. Yes, business ethics means some code of conduct, how to behave, how to carry on activities. Provide protection to social group, right? Society. Provide protection to social group means what? To the society. Business ethics means not harass the society or exploit the society. Rather, protect the society. Provide basic framework. Framework for what? Decision making. Framework for activities. Framework for thinking. Isn't it? Need willing acceptance. Willing. Don't force acceptance. Now, if I force acceptance, no, whatever I say you should follow, you should accept. That's wrong. Willingly you should accept. That should be business ethics. Then education and guidance. This is another feature of business ethics. We will be doing training, guiding employees, guiding the customer also. Sir, how guide customer? If customer is unable to take a decision, proper decision, as a businessman, I should be helping him out. See, this is the problem you have and this is how you should take a decision. These are important features for you, which matters to you. So you take based on your requirement. Suppose I go to a showroom and I say I want the best laptop. Do you think he should sell me a laptop worth rupees 1 lakh directly? No. He should ask my requirement and he should guide me. Sir, based on your requirement, even 40,000 laptop is enough for you. Don't go for 1 lakh laptop. This is also best for you. Don't you think that is his job? And suppose I don't know something there. Do you think he should give me some training? Let's say I bought washing machine and I don't know how to use it. Do you think they should be training me on that? They should be educating me on that? Yes, that's important. So that's again business ethics. That's where education and guidance, not just for employees, but even for customers, I am saying. Okay, then not against for profit making. Very, very important point. Not against. See, ethics doesn't mean that you should not make profits. You as a businessman has to make profits, but that has to be ethically, not harming, not maybe exploiting, right, the society or the resources or the customers. So diligently, properly, ethically, lawfully, within the boundaries of the acceptability of the society. If you're making profits, nothing like it. So ethics doesn't mean you should not be making profits, because ethics says that you have to take care of every stakeholder, including the shareholder. So profits have to be made. Correct? So these are features. Come on, fast. Code of conduct. Next, provide protection to social groups. Provide basic framework for decision making. Next, need willing acceptance, education and guidance, and then also not against profit making. Now some principles. You understand principles? Yes, sir. We understand that we have some principles at home. My grandfather is a principled man. He will never compromise on these things. We say this, right? So same way, when we are talking about business ethics, there are certain principles like avoid exploitation of consumer. That's our principle. We will never exploit the consumer. We will always help the consumer, because if we exploit once, twice, thrice, fourth time, do you think he'll come? No. Second time only. Today it is difficult because customer has become well aware these days, right? Avoid unfair trade practices. That is our second principle or another principle. Same way, fair treatment to employees. No discrimination. When you take any employee, take on the basis of merit, not on the basis of religion or gender or maybe any sort of age and all. Unless that job requires, right? Maybe you see at the reception, you will find generally they take a female because she can communicate well. Probably she has more organized skills than a man. That's why they take. So if that is the case, then okay. Otherwise, don't decide. Like same way, factories, night shift, if it has to be working, then don't take females. Why? Because obviously it is going to create security issue. So like that, if something there, we understand. Otherwise, there should not be any discrimination on the basis of age, gender, okay, or maybe religion or anything like that, okay. So there should be fair treatment to employees. Same way, you are asking one employee to work till 8 o'clock in the night, other employee say no, you leave 7 o'clock only. One employee you say you take a half an hour break for lunch, another you say you take 1 hour. That's not right. Discrimination should not be there. These are certain principles based on which you do business. The more you follow principles in doing business, the more will be your credibility, the more will be the trust, the more will be the reliability, and people will have more and more acceptability. They'll accept you, otherwise they'll not accept you. So business ethics is defined as, see, written, unwritten codes of principles and values. written and unwritten both, because this is something to do with within. Sometimes something not written, but you should use your sense. You should use your principles in life that govern decisions and actions within a company. Okay, anyways, so this was all background to the principles. Now, what are the 7 principles in business ethics? Now, you have to remember this. How can we remember? Be trustful, be open-minded, be bothered about always obligations, right? Have clear documents. So, documentation should be proper. Next, become community-oriented, correct? Be community-oriented. Maintain accounting control. Okay, so accounting has to be done. That is how you will get control. If you don't do accounting, you will not capture information. And then be respectful. Be respectful. So what can we get here? Correct. Too caring. Too caring. Business ethics, the principles are too caring. T-O-O. And then instead of care, C-A-R-E, we'll say card. D. Okay, so what is T? Be trustful. People should be able to trust you. Next, be open-minded. Next, meet obligations, fulfill obligations. Next, community involved, right? Become community involved. That means take care of the community. A, accounting control. Okay, accounting control. R, be respectful. D, come on, documents. There should be clear documents. There should be proper documents, because documents will help you avoid confusion and documents will help you take the right decisions. These are the 7 principles for business ethics. These are the 7 principles for business ethics which every business should follow. Okay. Now, then see some points which you know already. Wrongdoing by business obviously has public attention, focused public attention and government involvement. If your business is doing something wrong, don't you think people will get to know about it? It will be into limelight? Yes. Second thing, do you think government will also have involvement or interference? Yes. Raids will be there, inquiry investigations might be there. That means there will be government involvement and interference. So if you want them not to disturb you, then don't do things wrongly or don't do wrong business. If you do wrong business, then this is bound to happen. You will get that public attention and also government involvement. Am I right? So acceptability of behavior in business is determined by whom? Obviously all the stakeholders. And acceptability of behavior. When we talk about the behavior of the business, is acceptable or not? Acceptable to whom, guys? All the stakeholders, no? Whether it is shareholder, whether it is competitor, whether it is government, whether it is public, whether it is customer, anyone you talk about, as well as each individual's personal moral principles and values. See, we want to decide some code of ethics. Can we ignore these guys? Can we ignore customer? Can we ignore society? Can we ignore employee? Can we ignore what they think about? What are their principles and all and frame code of ethics? No. We have to consider all of them and make code of ethics for the business. Then there is a possibility there will be acceptability. You understand the difference between vision shared and shared vision? Vision shared. Shared vision. You understand? Vision shared means the management decide the vision and share it with the employees. That means they are imposing their vision on the employees. Shared vision means whatever vision the employees are having, they will share with the management and accordingly the vision of the organization will be made. So that is shared vision. Which one is better? Which one will have more acceptability? Shared vision, no. Because you guys have given, suppose you are the employees of the business, if you have shared what you want, what you dream of, and accordingly the organization has made its vision, then you will accept it, you will work towards it, isn't it? Than management just imposing their vision on you. Or for that matter, even parents, they say you become a CMA. They've imposed. Okay, is that better? Or they ask you, what do you want to become better? And accordingly they decide something for you. Which one will have more acceptability? The second one, shared vision. Same way here, please understand, there should be shared ethical conduct than saying that ethical conduct or code of ethics should be shared. Code of ethics, shared. Shared code of ethics. Which one is better? Shared code of ethics. So, when you talk about take from whom? Only employees? No. All those stakeholders who are involved in the business, they will also have like customers, suppliers, shareholders, financial creditors, competitors also, government also, society as a whole. Understand from them what they accept, what they expect. Accept and expect both, and accordingly define your code of ethics for the business. That will have more acceptability or not? Yes, that will have that way. Okay. Then business ethics relates to an individual or work group's decision that society evaluates as right or wrong. है ना? Business ethics relates to an individual or a work group's decision that society evaluates whether it is right or wrong. Whereas social responsibility, when we talk about, that will obviously have a broader concept that concerns the impact of the entire business or activities. Meaning, when we talk about business ethics and when we talk about CSR, corporate social responsibility, corporate social responsibility focuses on society. Social responsibility, so focuses on society. Whereas ethics, is it only society? No, just now we said it is about customers, it is about shareholders, it is about financial creditors, it is about board of directors, it is about employees, everyone. Whereas when we talk about social responsibility, it's about what? It's about society. Like you might have read, there is something called as CSR, at least 2% of average net profits. Have you heard of it? At least, if not seen, because you don't have syllabus accounts, audit and all. But at least have you heard of CSR? Right? Now, areas in business ethics. So obviously, see, business ethics will include CSR. So which one is broader? This can be one question in MCQs. Which one is broader, business ethics or CSR? Business ethics, because in business ethics we are saying we are talking about CSR. Okay. And then secondly, fiduciary relationship to stakeholders. You understand fiduciary relationship? Yes, sir. Trust and confidence. So when we talk about business ethics, don't you think we have to build that trust? We have to build that trust towards the stakeholders. The different stakeholders should be trusting us. On that basis, we have business ethics. Third, industrial espionage. What is this industrial espionage? Spying. See, it is not right to spy. It is not right to find the things unethically. See, if I am your competitor, you would like to know about me, I would like to know about you. But I bribe your employee and try to know something about you. You try to bribe my employee, or you try to send your person who becomes my employee and pass on the information with you. Will this be right? We are in the same industry, we are competitors. Do you think you should do spying like this? No, this is not right. So our business ethics should take care of society, rather should take care of the complete stakeholders and industry as a whole. Business ethics should work in these three areas. This can be a question. Okay, so which are those three areas? Society, so social responsibility. Second, fiduciary relationship, trust. You have to build trust in the society, okay, with respect to all the stakeholders. And third, industry as a whole. Come on guys, also you have to think about, that is, you should think about industrial espionage, spying and all. That should not be there. Clear? Competition doesn't mean cutthroat competition or whatever way you want to compete. Competition should be healthy competition always. Fair competition, isn't it? That's what is needed. Okay, like see, for example, they may attract customers, then they will have more sales and profits. If they have business ethics, do you think they can attract customers? Yes. Then can they attract more labor, more employees, talented employees? And they'll be not able to just attract, but retain them, motivate them. There are three things: attracting, then hiring, and then retaining. Attract, hire and retain. Achha, after retaining, one more, four things I should say. Motivate, because they are retained but they are not working. That's not right. If they motivate, then only productivity will go up. So if you are following business ethics, that means you will take care of not just shareholders but also employees. So don't you think you will be able to reduce the labor turnover, because you will be able to attract, hire, retain, motivate the employees, improve the productivity. Same way, if you are following ethics in business towards your customers, customer will be loyal towards you. He will have that trust towards you. Yes or no? So that will increase the sales. Then, if the same employee is with you for years and years, what will happen to your recruitment cost, labor turnover and all? Will get reduced or not? Yes. And investors, what will happen to investors if you are following business ethics? Business will go up. So what will happen? More and more business, more and more sales, more and more profits, more and more customer loyalty. So more and more profits. That means more and more returns for shareholders. And not just returns means only profits, I am saying capital appreciation also. Because those type of companies will have more demand. Which company's shares you would like to buy more? Ethical one, profitable one, isn't it? Than loss making or unethical companies, no. So when demand is more for the company's share, that means price will be more. So if you are ethically running your business, there is a possibility that the share price will go up and the shareholders also will get not just the dividends and all, but also capital appreciation. So that is where it is needed. So these examples will help you understand that these are the areas in which business ethics should be framed. Broadly we said first 3 areas: CSR, come on, then towards society we said fiduciary relationship towards all stakeholders, and third one industrial espionage. And then those things have been explained that this is how you should be focusing on these particular persons so that business always grows. See, investors will have peace of mind, employees will be comfortable, customers will be at ease while buying, reputation will always go up, large number of laws will not be there. And one more point, more the ethical business organizations are, more the ethical people are, implies lesser laws or more laws? Lesser laws, correct. See, if people are ethical, businesses are ethical, then we don't need laws, isn't it? If there is no traffic signal, still I am following the traffic laws, there is no need of any signal at all then. Simple. So we are saying, see, if we talk about large number of laws, when will they be there? If businesses are unethical, otherwise not. Reputation will go up, they will fulfill their promises. Okay, if they are unethical, then profit will fall, natural world could get affected, all stakeholders will get affected. So that is how one has to understand the whole world will get damaged, every human being will get damaged, and this is not good for anyone. So that's why business ethics is required. So they have to keep in mind these principles, these areas, okay, in which they have to have business ethics. Clear? 7 principles you remember, what were they? 7 principles, come on guys. 2 card, instead of carrying, we'll say card, C-A-R-D. Bolo, once. Trustful, obligations, open mind, then C, community oriented, A, accounting control, then R, be respectful, and D is, yeah, documentation should be clear, so clear documentation, right. Then, emerging issues, now come on, let's talk about this next topic, emerging issues in business ethics. There are issues which are newly cropping up in any business ethics. What are they? Okay, so general, see, the business is suffering and troubles by lack of proper directions and is struck on issues like logic, reasons, etc. The issues like fairness, justice, honesty are the main issues. What are the issues they are saying? Fairness, justice, honesty. These are issues. Yes. If you are too much honest in business, do you think customer will come to you? No. You'll say, hey, too much honest. We don't know whether he is good or bad. Suppose I say, I'm a new new teacher, recently qualified chartered accountant, I'm teaching for the first time. Okay, like that. Will I have students in my class or they'll go? They'll go, arey, first time re bhai, who will take that risk re bhai? Like that you will take a call and go. And I don't say anything. Then will you sit in the class? Yes. So I'm hiding information so that you are there and I have business. If I disclose, then in line. So this is an issue, no? What do I do? Should I disclose or not? Should I be honest or not? Should I disclose in this particular product of mine there is one problem? Should I disclose? If I disclose, they'll not buy this. And only one problem is there, no? And that too not harmful. But if I disclose, they'll think that it is harmless. Not harmless. No, not harmful. So you might think, no, it is harmful actually. Are you getting my point? So honesty can be an issue. Fairness can be issue. How is it possible fairness can be issue? If you are trying to be fair every time, people will try to take advantage of you. And if they try to take advantage of you, obviously that becomes an issue, no? So whether we should be fair or not, we should discriminate actually. If we don't discriminate, they will take advantage of us. Like we say, no, people will come and sit on our head then. Third, justice. Every time if you do justice also, may not help, because then there will be a rebellion feeling. There will be groups which will get created. See boss, justice. So this person is right or wrong. We have to decide. We decided this person is right and this person is wrong. Now don't you think this person will be now opposing or will be having that revenge wala thing in his mind? Come on guys, answer. Yes. So it becomes an issue. Arey, these are ethical things which you are following. Arey, justice, fairness, honesty are ethics. Haan baba, but this only will become headache for us. This only will become issues for us. So that is where it is challenging. See, speaking about ethics in class, writing this in examination is very easy. But applying these ethical principles in life, in business is the most difficult thing, because you will face, come on, some problems also, right? You will face some negative also. There will be acceptability, but everyone 100% acceptability may not be possible. So that is where the problem comes. Anyways, so you understood, no? Emerging issues. Come on guys. Then general business ethics. By HR should follow ethics, sales and marketing should follow ethics, production, intellectual property, knowledge, everywhere ethics is required basically. So general, it's general. That's why they said general business ethics. Everywhere, every function, whether you talk about IT, whether you talk about production, finance, everywhere ethics is required in business. Next, common. This is one question in itself. Common unethical practices by executives of a corporate. Common ethical, unethical practices. What are the common unethical practices? Number one, corruption. People are corrupt, that you will find. This is unethical practice which we see. Why there is corruption? To get some business. Now I want some contract to be awarded to me. I will bribe the procurement manager there so that I get the contract of that supply of material. Possible? No, this is done. This is maybe people who are watching me online, maybe if their parents and all, I don't know. So they might be definitely not liking it. What is this gentleman trying to say? Yes, but this is a fact. It might sound harsh or not good for them, but this is happening. Corruption is there, isn't it? India is having corruption. You can't deny that. So business is having. This is one common unethical practice. And corruption doesn't mean only offering financial bribe. Non-financial also. Non-financial also there. Next, greed for profit or turnover. Greed is there. No, profit. We want more profit. Yes or no? You guys also wants to become CMA. The reason I ask you, why? Okay, I ask you this reason or why. Why you want to become CMA? Sir, money. Sir, financial or remuneration. Arey boss, more than finance or money also, there's something else in life. But you will immediately say money. Correct or not? Correct me if I am wrong. Parent says that their child should get set. What do you mean by they should get set? Their life should be set. What do you mean by that? If you ask them, they'll say good education, good qualification, good job, good package, home should be there, marriage, this only, no? Do they say that my son, my daughter should be contributing towards the economic development of this particular society, of this particular country, of this particular world? They should work for a cause which is going to solve problems of multiples. Do they say that if you do that, then you are set? No. Same way business here, please understand. Okay. So greed is there. That's unethical practice. Okay. Greed for profit or turnover. Then accommodating a group, maybe employers, vendors, customers, accommodating a group. Meaning you're not fair. You're maybe partial there, bias there. You're just concentrating on one particular group. Oh, this customer, 2000 rupees. This is 1000. This is 500. Ignore them and focus on this cream group, which is going to give us business. So see, I am not saying it is wrong. You have to, but somewhere you need to understand, as I've said, this 1000 rupees customer can become 1 crore customer also for you. So you have to treat them properly. But anyways, unethical practices are there of this sort. Lack of knowledge, leak of knowledge also. Leak of or lack of knowledge. This is another unethical practice. They will leak out the information and all. Then Leak of professionalism? No, lack actually. Lack of professionalism, this is unethical practice. They'll not be professional, no. It happens or not, you might also be dealing with various businesses. Have you always found that the business is professional, that businessman is professional? No, many a times they are not professional. Next, external pressure. What is this external pressure? Peer pressure, competitors, society. Then, come on. Ego and dominance of top management, ignoring right things. That's why also what happens? Ego is a big thing, right? Because of ego, we don't talk to people, and also these are common unethical practices by executives of a corporate. They are corrupt. Okay, these executives are corrupt. They have greed for turnover profit, right? They accommodate only a group, that means they act biased, right? They lack knowledge, they lack professionalism, okay? External pressures they take, and also ego and dominance. Ignoring the right things. Because of ego, I have ego with, because he is my junior, okay, I am his senior, I have ego issues. Now he gave a good idea, I will not take. Why? Because it is coming from him. I didn't get that idea. Why should I share? My junior will otherwise get visibility. Those type of things are there in mind, no? Next, importance of business ethics. This is a repetition. Importance of business ethics, come on. Public expects business to exhibit high levels of ethical performance and social responsibility. Yes, that's why it is important. Everyone is expecting, public is expecting. Second, behave ethically to prevent harm to society. So if you want the harm, harm should not be done to the society. You have to be ethical. That's why it's important. Next, to protect business from abuse by unethical employees or unethical competitors. That's why ethics is important. Next, high ethical performance also protects individuals who work in business. If you want to protect the employees, again ethics is important. Improving customer confidence. If you want to improve customer confidence, ethics is important or required. Next, business becomes conscious of social responsibilities. So if they want to fulfill social responsibility, ethics is important. Create good image of business. If you want to do that, ethics is important. If you want to build goodwill, profitability, you want to survive in cutthroat competition or heated competitive market, again ethics is important. See, if there is cutthroat competition but you are ethical, that means you will be different from others. So customers will come to you, employees will come to you, investors will invest in your business. So you will be benefited then. Or safety from legal perspective. You don't want government interference, regulatory authorities interference. Again, ethics is important. So please understand, this is something, again an independent question in itself. 7 marks question can be there. Explain the importance or list out the importance of business ethics. So you have to talk about it. Okay? Come on, can you repeat once? Come on. Everyone is expecting, society is expecting, right? That is why ethics is important. Everyone expects, then you can't ignore. Second, if you want to prevent harm to the society, ethics is important. If you want to prevent or abuse by the unethical employees or unethical competitors, ethics is important. Next, if you want to protect the individuals who work in business, again ethics is important. Or come on, improving consumer confidence, or business becomes conscious of social responsibility, then ethics is important. Creating good image, goodwill, profitability, survival in the heated competition, or safety from legal perspectives, then business ethics is important. Same thing again in different way. Need for business ethics. Why there is a need? Because it is important. Why it is important, just now we have seen. But anyways, we can't help. So to stop business malpractices, we need business ethics. To improve customers' confidence, survival, safeguard consumers' rights, protect employees and shareholders, develop good relation, create good image. Earlier also they said this, no? Smooth functioning, consumer movement, consumer satisfaction, importance of labor, healthy competition. All this has been explained now. Okay, need for ethics. This is only explained. See these points. Yeah. So stop business malpractices. You understand business malpractices? Malnutrition. So it is opposite of nutrition. Same way, this is opposite of practice. That means these are the worst practices, wrong practices. What sort of wrong practices? Black marketing, right? Artificial high pricing, adulteration. You understand adulteration? Mixing, right? Mixing the wrong thing in now, let's say rice. They'll mix some white powder so that the visibility is not there and no one can make out that there is powder and weight will go up. Adulteration, no? Then cheating in weights and measures, you know that how they cheat, even local vendors cheat. Selling of duplicate and harmful products. Hoarding, what is hoarding? They try to stop the supply so that it looks as if demand has gone up, and if demand has gone up, price will shoot, and then they will release, they will sell. Too much, no? So hoarding they do, or false claims of representation about their products, false claims. Everything will be solved with this. Our product is like that. 5 days you use, 10 days you use, you will become fair, you will become handsome. Nonsense, right? Anyways, so those type of business malpractices, if you want to stop, you need business ethics. Okay, we're discussing what need for business ethics. All these points are explained in detail. So this can be one question, or this can be an MCQ question where they'll check one of the points. Second, to improve customers' confidence, quality, cost, price. This will see quality, quantity, price. You will give only when you are ethical. So there's a need if you want to do that. Survival. If you want short-term success, negative publicity, don't be ethical. You don't want that, then be ethical. Simple. Correct? Safeguard consumers' right. Come on guys, need for business ethics. Why there is a need for business ethics? You want to safeguard consumers' right, and you have to remember this. Consumers' health and safety. Consumers should be informed. Right to choose, right to be heard, right to redress. Achha, you understand right to be heard? When I say right to speak and right to be heard, is there a difference? Right to speak, I have the right to speak, but you may close your ears. You may close your ears because I said I have right to speak. But the moment I say I have right to be heard, so when I speak, you cannot close your ears. So consumer, if there is a consumer, we are saying he has right to be heard as per Consumer Protection Act. There are some rights which are given. So according to that, so if you want to safeguard those rights, when is it possible or how is it possible? With business ethics. So that's why there is a need. There is a need for business ethics. Same way employees and shareholders. Okay. And not just shareholders, competitors, dealers, suppliers also they said. Develop good relations, then you need business ethics. For smooth functioning, see, acceptability will be there if you are following ethics from everyone. So don't you think the business will work or function smoothly? Yes. Next, consumer movement. This is important, as I have told you. See, consumer movement, meaning nowadays what is happening, the consumers are well informed, well organized. There are associations of consumers. So if you want them not to hurt you, disturb you, you have to follow ethics. You don't want their interference, you have to follow ethics. You cheat them, they will interfere, they will come and protest against you. So they have become more vocal now, they have become more active, this consumer movement. That's why there is a need for ethics in business. Consumer satisfaction, if you want, then ethics only will give you that. If you follow ethics, then you can give satisfaction to the customer or consumer. Next, importance of labor. See, if you are ethical, you will think of labor, better working conditions, pay on the right time, and right pay, amount of pay also you will think is whatever is right has to be paid. Healthy competition. See, competition always bring efficiency. Competition, healthy competition means what? Efficiency. Healthy competition means always you will be alert, isn't it? So that is possible only if you are ethical, otherwise not. So these are some needs. Malpractices. Come on. Confidence of the customer, survival of the business, safeguarding consumers' rights, rights of the consumers. Next, protecting employees, shareholders, rather all the stakeholders it is. Next, develop good relations. Next, good image. Next, smooth functioning. Okay. Next, consumer movement. Then consumer satisfaction. Next, importance of labor. So labor I'll say. Next, healthy competition. So competition. Okay. Now, can we make something out of it? First, let's read this. M. Now, don't see the point. Just try to recall. Malpractice related, no? If you want to stop. Then C. Confidence. Customers' confidence, consumers' confidence. S. Survival. R. Rights of the consumers. Okay, so maybe CSR we can make it. Why there is a need for business ethics? CSR. C. Confidence of the consumer, customers. S. Survival. R. Safeguard the rights of the consumer. Right. And then, can I make rifle? Rifle. See, R, I, F, E and L. Okay, these four I am clubbing together and making rifle. CSR rifle. Okay, so R, what is R here? Relations, good relations. What is I here? Come on, I was what? Image, good image. I. F, functioning, smooth functioning. L, labor, importance of labor. And then this E, that is employees, stakeholders, right, competitors. So CSR rifle. And then now leftovers ones is MC cube or CM cube or C cube M. Okay, so CM Stalin has a rifle, and for CSR he can use that. For CSR, for the benefit of the society, he can use that. CM rifle has got CSR, right? So C. Now come on, C cube. So you have to recall those C cube M. Consumer satisfaction, consumer movement, and then M is. Come on, malpractices, first point. Acha, but two C's I said. Third C. Confidence, no? Confidence, no, beta? No, confidence we have covered in first C. Sorry. So, competition. You're right. Healthy competition. So, competition, right? Now, let's recall. C. Confidence. Right? Then another C. Consumer movement. Next, consumer satisfaction. One more C. Healthy competition. Right? So, CSR C got over. Then 3 C's got over. Next, S. Survival. R. Responsible rights, consumers' rights, rights, very good. So CSR and C cube got over. Now we were saying M, CM, no? So M, malpractices, you want to prevent. And then comes rifle, R. Come on, consumers' rights here, no? No, 1 minute. Relations. If you want to maintain good relation, you need business ethics. Then I, image, good image you want to create. F, come on. Functioning, smooth functioning you want to have. L, labor, importance of labor. And E, employees, competitors, other stakeholders. So, for these we need business ethics, correct? So, you know points also in that, no? Now, advantages of business ethics. If you follow business ethics, what will be the advantage? Sir, there will be competitive advantage. That means people will prefer us than our competitor. Okay? Goodwill will be built. Productivity will go up because employees will be always charged up and they will work for the organization properly, no? So there will be productivity or more less productivity. Obviously productivity. Increasing morale and trust. There will be publicity, goodwill. People will accept your products more. Overall growth of the society. Make change management easy. That means people will accept the changes than opposing changes. If you are ethical, don't you think people will accept change? Yes. If you are not ethical, they may not accept changes. Value integration with quality and strategy also will be possible. So these are some advantages. Value integration with quality and strategy both. Okay. So think about Tatas. Do you think Tatas have competitive, because they are ethical, no, in their business? Advantage of business ethics. So think of Tatas. Tatas are having competitive advantage over others or not? Yes, sir. We want to go to Tata's product than other products. Okay. Do you think they enjoy goodwill? Do you think Ratan Tata was productive? Yes, everyone was productive. Do you think the morale and trust of those persons who are working or associated with Tata group of companies is high? Publicity, acceptance of products, Tata Salt, Tata, everything we are ready to accept. Tata Nano also we accepted. Then overall growth of the society because of Tata. Even a lower middle class can buy a car because of Tata. So overall growth of the society, accepting change. Yes, Ratan Tata has gone, but still we have accepted Noel Tata, right? Value integration with quality and strategy. Think about Ratan Tata when it comes to advantages of business ethics or Tata Group. Probably you will be able to come up with some points. Okay. Next, recognition of ethical issues in business. Yes, boss. You have to recognize the ethical issues in business. And what do you need to do after recognizing the ethical issues? Fold your hand and sit. You recognize there is ethical issue. What you should do? Fold your hands and sit. Relax. No. Then you have to work towards coming up with the solution. Right? You have to come up with the resolution, the answer. So how do you do that? Sir, we will try to find the options and weigh those options. There's an issue, identify that issue. Then find out the courses of action. Okay, weigh those options. What has more pros and cons? You have to weigh them, and then obviously you have to take a proper decision. That is how you resolve the issue. Without pros and cons, if you try to resolve the issue, that will be only resolved temporarily, but not permanently. From the root cause we have to, and obviously you have to be straightforward. You need several years of experience to resolve the issue, and also you have to not forget culture while resolving the issues. Followed? All of you? How to resolve issue? Tell me. Identify the issue. Next, identify the options, solutions, options. Weigh those options, meaning weigh those pros and cons. Then, in the light of that particular issue, select the right one. In the light of that, and obviously you cannot forget culture, values and all. You need to have years of experience. You need to be straightforward, not trying to be, hiding something and all. And then that is where you can resolve. Followed? No. Then business relationships, yes. Ethics means what? You have to have relationships, so you have to keep company secret, meet obligation, responsibilities, avoid undue pressure. This is important line, huh? Avoid undue pressure that may affect others to act unethically. I'll just give you a small example. Suppose your parents put an undue pressure on you, saying you have to get all India rank, AIR, otherwise we'll throw you out of the house. Daily your father says this 10 times, your mother says this 20 times. Now in the examination, if you don't know particular answer, answer to a question, what will you do? Cheating. You'll ask your friend, why? Otherwise you lose AIR. So don't you think that pressure actually has made you get into unethical things? Yes. So that's what we are saying, that there should not be, the business always should avoid undue pressure that may force others to act unethically. That is how you maintain relationship. Okay, in business, this is how you maintain relationship. And then this is one question. See, any ethical decisions in organization will be influenced by 3 key factors. Which are those 3 key factors? Individual moral standards. Next, second one, influence of managers and co-workers. And third, opportunity to engage in misconduct. Okay, 1 M. M is what? Moral standards. One's own morals, that will decide. Second, influence of others. Don't you think you get influenced because of your friend? Don't you think you get influenced because of your friends? Yes. Same way in business also, do you think you will get influence from your employees and all? Yes. Third one, opportunity to engage in misconduct. So these 3 key factors, okay, these 3 key factors are for what? So that's where you need to know. Ethical decisions in an organization. All the ethical decisions in an organization are influenced by one's own morals, influence of others, and is there an opportunity to engage in misconduct? If there is an opportunity, you have kept the cash, cash locker open, there's an opportunity. So maybe someone may act unethical. You have given an opportunity to them, you have given an option to them, so there is a chance, no? So that's where this factor might affect. Second, influence of others, and first and utmost important thing is your own moral standards. So these 3 key factors will affect, okay, ethical decisions in any business organization. This is an MCQ question. Okay, professional code of ethics is there. Yes sir, CMA Institute has come up with code of ethics, CA Institute, doctors, like that. Every profession you will find that there is some code of ethics. Then there is a very simple case study on business ethics. I hope you are aware of it. Wells Fargo, one of the top 4 banks of US. So what did they do? They had a sales policy which was like very, very stressful and very, very aggressive. They used to say that by hook or crook you have to improve the sales. If that is the situation, don't you think that there will be unethical practices adopted by the employees to increase the sales? And there will be issues then. Come on guys. So that case study they have written. So what they did is the board of directors appointed some committee for the purpose of finding the root cause of improper sales practices. The board of directors said, let's find out the root cause for our improper sales practices. So the committee gave the report, and the report cited that wayward sales culture is there and performance management systems are there. Decentralized corporate culture, that means they have been given power. Whatever you want to do, you do, boss, but increase the sales. So decentralization, not centralization. That means anyone can take decisions. Okay. That gave too much autonomy to the division's leaders, and unwillingness of what? Leadership to evaluate the sales model. That means the leadership is not even ready to evaluate the sales model. They say whatever is going on is good because of that sales is increasing, no, and we are among top 4. So they are not even ready to change. Okay. So this is what the report cited. So now there is an issue. How do you solve that issue? You got to know. See, this report helped us understand this is the issue. There is a wayward sales culture. The decentralized corporate structure is there, giving autonomy to even those leaders. Then third one, leadership is not ready to evaluate the sales model. So don't you think these are issues? And because of this, maybe right now they are making profits, sales, success, but in future may not be. So needs to be resolved or not? Yes. So how can they resolve? Obviously by having ethical behavior, by understanding that this needs to be changed or tweaked without compromising on sales. We understand financial viability also is important. So this is case study is based on that business ethics. Okay. Right. So we'll take a lunch break now, because ethics we have completed. Now what is left is a small portion in this, and that is EI, emotional intelligence. So after the lunch break, we'll first talk about emotional intelligence, and then we'll take up Indian Contract Act, the special contracts. I hope you are comfortable with the general contracts. Come on guys. Why I am saying so? Now what is this? What is this? Your foundation. Foundation, module 2, Indian Contract Act. You have read this, no? So foundation you have read, same thing is there in inter. So you want me to revise that? You want me to revise that? No, we can revise special contracts, which is something new for you. Bailment, agency, pledge, indemnity, guarantee. Come on guys, when I am giving you an option to express yourself, please express. When I don't give, you have full right not to express. But now you have to express. I am asking you again, see, whatever you have read in your foundation, same thing there in CMA inter. Okay, let me show you the details. You might have seen, no boss, see. Essential elements, void and voidable, consideration, legality, all that. Whatever was there in foundation, I am skipping that portion because their focus also will be not on this. See, I am skipping for 2 reasons. One, because you have an understanding of it already. Second, CMA Institute will focus more on special contracts or general contracts which are already there in your foundation. Tell me this. Obviously, more focus on special contracts. Right, sir? Thank you. So this is our agenda after lunch. Thank you. But you'll say, sir, there is some government contract related thing and all. Whatever is new, definitely I'll revise. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. Okay.